Make sure you guys mute the stream too, otherwise it'll be fucking really bad.
Yep.
Yeah, you're gonna get double talk. Oh, and ads on the stream. That's Lance already getting ad revenue.
Well,
Yeah, right.
I don't
Yeah.
have any ads.
I think you have to hit a certain amount before they allow you to collect ad
Oh,
revenue.
of course.
Yeah,
You have to
exactly.
be a partner. You have to be a Twitch partner or
I think it's like 10,000 views to be partner. Something like that.
I don't know.
I think there's a specific number you have to hit. It's not too bad.
Let me.
Yeah.
It might be more like on followers.
The shilling begins.
Right.
Did like an entire year's worth of content without hitting the fucking cent in day one.
Mm.
Oh, good. All right. Well, with that, everybody good to go?
Yep.
All right. It is the 7th of Marathar, the 3rd month in the year 1498 PGC. As the millions of beings who live and thrive on Exelvoon go about their daily lives as the weather takes a much welcome turn to warmth and growth once again. We find ourselves focused on a much smaller picture. In the north, in the trade city of Turin, the annual Festival of Binding is underway, and with it the Fae, magic, and celebration echo over much of the northern regions. As once again the broken moon of Exelvoon hangs its head before the sun, shading the world in a beautiful shade of red and orange, the echoes of music and cheering grow as we come closer. The streets packed with all manner of traders and tourists from across the vast expanse of Exelvoon, all here to sit back and enjoy a drink with those they hold most dear. As the streets lay covered in confetti and flowers, while banners of beautiful purple and greens drape across the tops of the shops and homes as you pass, fireworks echoing above as their light shines a beautiful cascade of rainbow across your face as you walk. Two figures among the crowd walk with more purpose and intent, headed towards the center aisle of the free market, with no concept of what strings of fate have intertwined ahead. Turgan and Ferric, as you're entering the city, you see just sort of this massive crowd as you're kind of pushing in towards the center of all the shops and everything. It just sort of gets more and more dense, and you're kind of pushing through a crowd at this point. What would you like to do?
I didn't know it got so dense this time of year.
Is there a festival or something, Turgan? Not too familiar.
I haven't been around these parts in quite some time. But, I believe it's some sort of celebration. I don't really keep track of these things. But let's try to push through the crowd and move towards the tip-top winery.
Sounds good.
It takes you about 10 or 15 minutes or so after you cross the bridge onto the central aisle to kind of make your way into the square, and as soon as you cross, you can see why it is so packed over here. In the center of this circle is a large ornate stone, about whitish gray stone arch that's built around a now glowing purple-green Fey portal. Everyone just sort of gathered around, the fireworks exploding overhead, people just sort of running about. Lots of little trade shops are open. Even though currently it's after dark, it's probably about 8:30 p.m. Just past the fountain, you can see a very pretty, looks to be a tavern. It resembles sort of an old English-style building. The bottom floor is a wooden bottom. The white plaster second story stands up with a gorgeous kind of red brick roof. A balcony kind of juts over the entrance. It's just covered in various vines and flowers. You can see the balcony is just sort of covered in people kind of leaning over and just staring at the arch and the crowd below. I'd like you both to make a perception check. Mm-hmm.
That one out of the way.
I got an 8.
Wow.
You just get a natural 20?
I just got a nat 20.
Okay.
I almost got one. 8 plus fucking 2.
As you...
And 8 is almost a natural.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as you sort of scan this crowd and kind of look about the portal and everything around, all the different stalls that are open, one particular thing catches your eye, and that is that on the balcony, sitting at a table, it looks to be a goblin in very heavy makeup. Just...
Only Ferric sees that.
Yeah, only Ferric sees that. It just stands out. You're just like, human, elf, half-elf, okay, dragonborn here and there, and that's a goblin in cross-dressing.
You made drag
Turgan?
sound like it's a bottle of dressing.
Is there a spell that could make a goblin do that? Because what the fuck?
What are you Oh. I don't think that's a spell, my friend. I think that is actually a goblin wearing makeup.
Kind of,
That's gotta be a spell.
yeah, kind of staring up as you kind of slowly force yourself to avert your eyes a bit. You can see that there is a much prettier in makeup, kind of pale human woman sitting at the table with the goblin. And
I'm just staring intensely at the goblin. I'm trying to wrap my mind around this.
What's the possible reason for this target?
I don't know.
I gotta know, man.
but as you do manage to, after a minute, sort of break sight, you do see the signpost kind of hanging off the edge of the balcony that does say, "This is Tips," like right beneath where the goblin is sitting. It's like, well,
I guess they're a part of some entertainment group. Maybe a part of the act. I don't know. The only way we can find out is inside.
Well, alright.
My feet are tired and full of sand from the travel. Solid. I just
I agree.
sit down for a minute.
Well, let us go. Food is on me.
I appreciate it.
as you kind of push through the crowd a little bit more to get closer, you can see there's a full band kind of playing beneath the balcony on this little makeshift stage. As you push through the front door, you can see the inside is not like most taverns you go into. It's pretty high class in comparison. There's booths along the walls, which is typical, but the center has standalone tables with the like nice white linen tablecloths, a few wine stains here and there, and towards the back along the wall there's a bar where you can see a very well-dressed halfling, kind of black hair slicked over to the side with a single piece sort of dangling in front of his face that he's compulsively sort of blowing out of his eyes, sort of handing out drinks and working away. And it just sort of, given the demeanor of everybody here, it seems to be a much more calm scenario than a normal tavern.
I'll keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for the dwarf.
Yes.
I don't really get a description besides him being male, but
And, you know, dwarvish, but other than that, yeah.
that's,
He just kind of looks dwarfy, I guess.
I assume so, my friend. Let's go and get ourselves a drink and have a seat.
Sounds good. We're getting food too, right? Yeah, we're getting food because I'm paying.
Alright.
What do you want?
I have a small suit of brandy.
Right, that's not food.
Whatever.
It is if you try hard enough.
You gotta eat something.
What the fuck's a suit of brandy?
It's like a little, yeah, it's like a little like shooter of it, you know? It's like a tiny little.
Like a champagne flute?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god. The horror.
Well, fuck it. Alright,
Just some, you know, some grizzled.
go find us a seat or whatever. I'll meet you up.
Okay. So, as Turgan goes about looking for a seat, you're gonna approach the bartender, Ferric?
Yeah.
As you do, he's pretty busy. He's just like compulsively filling up wine glasses and sliding shot glasses across the bar to the various maids who are very quickly kind of hustling back, grabbing plates full and kind of walking back out. So, hi, how can I help you?
Alright, yeah. If I could just get a suit of brandy, do you know what that is?
Sure. I mean, it's gonna be in a champagne glass, but it'll be fine.
As long as it's that, it's fine.
Okay.
And then can I get an ale on top of that as well? And then just 2 cheap dinner sets, please?
And to what?
2 cheap dinner sets?
Sure. Okay. And he sort of begins pouring the brandy into the glass, slides it over to you, gives you a mug of ale, and then he sort of brings out, he's like, well, if If you want anything bigger, the waiter will help you when you find a seat. But right now, these are our cheese trays, and it's sort of just assorted cheeses and crackers, a little bit of bread.
This will do for now. Thank you very much.
He's like, okay, and
Alright.
that, let's see, with the platters, and it's about 3 silver.
Alrighty, here you are.
All right, thank you very much. Sorry it's a little crowded down here. There's a little bit more opening up top, just because it's getting a bit chilly now. So you might find something better up on the balcony, if you don't mind the cold.
Thank you very much.
And
At this point, I've literally done like a full circle around, and like I haven't found anything. I've just come back full circle.
yeah,
Eric, I don't think we're.
You didn't
finding
find
any
yourself a
secret.
parking spot, did you?
I don't know what that is.
Somewhere to park your butt.
That must be some terminology I'm not familiar with.
Don't worry about it. Here's your shoot of brandy.
Thank you.
yeah, it's a little bit bigger than you expected, but it works. But
Long to find us a place to park, eh?
yeah, but there is, as he's checked kind of the bottom floor, there's like a wrought iron staircase outside by the band that leads up to that balcony, and it does appear to be a few seats available up there.
Sick. Alright, well, we'll take a table with the most view of the room.
Okay. So you end up kind of in this, without necessarily meaning to, sitting up against sort of the side of the balcony. There's a table kind of pushed up against the edge. Probably about 15 feet of you is the cross-dressing goblin and the pretty human lady.
Oh god, again. I'm just gonna eat and forget about it.
Stop making it obvious. Stop staring at him.
Right.
You see those two gay dudes that just came in?
Gay? What's gay?
I don't know. Like, oh yeah, I'm dressed like a woman. They must really be into me or something. They keep staring over, really freaking me out.
Why don't you go say hello?
How am I supposed to go? What
Walk
happens?
over, open your mouth.
What happens if, like, they want to have sex with me and they, like, reach down and feel my little green pee-pee?
Do you really worry about that?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, I've never dressed as a woman before. I don't. No, I mean,
Fair point. Fair
yeah.
point.
You go talk to them.
Nah.
I'm too beautiful. They'd probably just like ravage me or something.
You know, fair point. I'm gonna I'm gonna walk over.
Okay, so as you're both, Turgan and Ferret, kind of sitting there sipping your drinks and trying to avert your gaze from the goblin who's just staring at you now, the woman stands up and begins walking your way, and you begin to awkwardly try to avert your gaze again as she gets closer.
Look what you did.
Turn do a spell, please. Or you can do anything. I don't care.
I just can't magic make problems go away.
That's what magic's for, isn't it?
No, no, it's not.
As you're talking, she approaches the table.
Hello there, miss.
Hello. How are you doing this evening?
I'm quite fine. Yourself?
Good. My goblin friend was curious if you wanted to come by and say hello.
I didn't want to talk to him. Look at him, he's drooling.
I can't hear you.
I think I heard him well enough. But in any case, you want to join us at our table, or maybe grab a drink?
Sure, and I'm just not gonna even look back, and I'm gonna sit down.
Just pull up a chair.
Mm-hmm.
Your goblinoid friend want to join us as well?
They're just trying to get in our pants.
I think she'll come along eventually.
That's a woman.
Yes, can't you tell?
The makeup is done really well, to be fair.
In my experiences, I've never really met a goblinoid. But, to each their own. Anyways, where are my manners?
Just call me a goblin.
Where are my manners?
How about yourself, darling? Directed towards Eric.
You don't know their names yet, so go ahead. Actually, go ahead and y'all. Yeah.
Slightly taken aback as to your companion over there.
I'm just glaring
I
at
know,
you.
she's just stunning, isn't she?
That's one way of
She
putting
really
it.
is the prettier one of the two.
I truly don't know about that.
Okay, so with that, I'll turn back to
I just wanna reach over the
Katie and
table.
like.
I reach over the table and grab Varric, like, and just kind of patting his hand, like, alright, stop. I want to come back here. You know?
Are there waitresses and stuff, Lance?
Yeah, there's a few waitresses and waiters kind of working the tables.
Can I order my Banshee's breath, but like maybe with like a couple cherries in it?
Yeah, sure. Sort of flag down the waiter. Yes, madam. What can I do for you?
I'd like a Banshee's breath with exactly 2 cherries in it, please. That's it. Just make it fast.
Sure. He sort of scuttles off.
Well, as I was saying, where are my manners? I'm Master Turian Guild, archaeologist, philosopher, academic. Perhaps you've heard of me.
Nerd.
Would you like to describe how your character looks?
Yeah, like I'm in a kind of purplish, robed and studded leather armor. On top of the robing, the most kind of distinguishing feature is that my arm is mechanical, like in some sort of fashion, like from the shoulder all the way down. Beyond that, my facial features, I have a grayish with like small kind of bit of like brown hair left in it, where my hair is kind of shaved around the sides, and the top part of it is kind of done in a ponytail to hold back the rest of it, all like kind of silver grayish locks. I'm a man around his 60s, from what you can tell.
Wonderful to meet you, darling. I'm Lilith Sort from Ashburn. I'm a bard by trade.
How is business?
Quite well, thank you. I've been on a brief hiatus lately, but yes, quite well, thank you.
Well, I was gonna do like a history check to see if maybe I've heard of her in passing, like with all my travels.
Yeah, go ahead.
So 17.
Not the name itself doesn't ring a bell. Kind of rumors of a blonde woman and her gang of hustlers you have heard of, but the name Lilith itself doesn't ring a bell.
Wait, why? Yeah, why would he think that she's a blonde lady with a gang of hustlers just because she's a blonde lady?
Well, she's a bard. She's ridiculously pretty. She's blonde, and she has a goblin with her.
Like a description
There's
of
an
the
MO out
gang.
there.
Yeah.
Well, he's looking at me.
Yeah.
So I just give like a wiry smile. Like, feel like I think I've heard of you among as part of my travels. I do get out a lot and visit many archaeological sites. I wouldn't mind hearing a tune of yours.
Oh, I do not sing. I'm actually a sword dancer.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my
At
friend,
this point,
Barrett,
can
I thought
I
Barrett
look
sang.
back at At this point, can I look back at Katie, make eye contact, and see what's happening?
Yeah, could my
Yeah.
my drink be there by now?
Yeah, about this time, the waiter's kind of coming back with the platter and kind of lowers it to you, and there's just a shot glass that they have delicately placed 2 cherries on.
Oh my god. Okay, so as Lilith looks back at me, I want to like cast her like a knowing wink, and then I want to look at like fucking these 2 gentlemen, I guess, because I haven't been introduced to them. I'd like to sort of angrily and seductively like hold these cherries up and just start like flicking them with my tongue and just like,
Oh Lord. You won't
like,
like me if you
my-
have mojo me for this.
So
At this point, I turn back around and just nonchalantly smiling like nothing's going on.
Kitty wants to purr.
And with that, Sabata, if you'd like to describe how your character looks, including the makeup.
Okay. So okay, on the condition that I get to describe myself when I'm not cross-dressing again.
Yeah. After you clean yourself up, you can do it again.
All right. So my hair looks somewhat like a makeshift wig, maybe made out of like seaweed and like horsehair or something like that. But whoever fashioned it did a pretty good job for what they were working with. And they did absolute magic on me with makeup. I look very feminine as far as like a goblin can look. I'm constantly like blushing, and like the way that my face was contoured, like is set up for me to be like smiling most of the time, but I just like am scowling, and like, so it's like clashing really hard.
Oh my god.
And then did we agree on anything for a bra?
For a what?
I don't think so. I think you're
Okay.
Bro.
going for the 90s model look.
I don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
Skinny.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'm like a
heroin
really.
chic is what they call it.
Yes. I am heroin chic goblin lady. Yes, 100%. Like I've been really edgy out hanging out with bands like Nirvana and having trains run on me and just shooting up with like share needles and shit. I'm except a goblin. Yeah, that is a perfect description for like what my current aesthetic is.
Wow.
And with that, Lilith, would you like to describe your character?
Sure.
Better
Well,
get you.
I'm a fairly tall human, like 5'8", slender. I have like pale gold, blonde hair, fair skin, a really pale green eyes. I'm wearing like a really light blue outfit. It's probably still got some blood on it from yesterday. And a leather studded armor, 2 swords, pan flute, and yeah, just like really pretty.
like broken,
really pretty.
No,
Yeah.
seriously, like it gives her powers, kind of thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like solid 10-10 at all times, even without makeup on.
Like a Jennifer
No,
Vorslin.
Yeah, like she's like Hillary's character is like, the crazy to hot index. She's the unicorn.
Yeah. And but I'm like absolutely repulsed by her. I just want to get that out of the way right now.
All right, but with that said, as you kind of look over and you see the goblin seductively licking these cherries and making eye contact with you, Ferric, carry on.
So like just to give you like I guess perspective lens, like my back is towards this happening.
Yeah.
Like, I'm guessing that's how we're sitting.
Yeah, there's just a look of horror on Ferric's face.
Gotcha. I kind of like give Ferric a tap and be like, well, this is my friend Ferric, who has rudely not introduced himself to the wonderful lady here.
All right, I'm gonna walk over in a huff.
In Goblin.
Do you chug the drink, or are you bringing it
Oh
over?
yeah, I'm bringing it over.
Just down it, slam it on the okay.
Oh my god. No, yeah, I'll down it as I approach the table. I'll slam it on their table and I'll be like, "What the hell, Lilith? I thought you wanted me to bail you out of this. What is?"
Darling, don't be rude.
I thought we were just gonna get a drink, blow off some steam, and just relax like a girl starting out sort.
I'm so confused, buddy.
I'm just like kind of like staring at like this goblin next to me. Like I'm very confused about what's happening right now.
Don't you be making googly eyes at me, nerd. What, Lilith?
Introduce yourself, don't be rude.
My name's Kit. It's nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure, Kitty.
In Goblin, I'd like to ask if the clothes choice were your own or not.
After having given them both dead fish handshake, while introducing myself, I would like to take great offense that he would ask a lady about her clothing choices.
In Goblin or in Common?
In Goblin, good call.
Okay. As both of them proceed to jabber in this angry language that neither of the other two of you can speak.
Oh, he responds. Can I be shocked that he can speak Goblin?
Yeah.
He asked you the question in Goblin.
Yeah, now I'm suddenly not mad anymore, and I'm like kind of like looking at.
I asked you in Goblin if it was your choice or if it was your choice or not.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Then yeah, so I'm gonna respond to that in Goblin, and then afterwards, I'm gonna like suddenly realize he spoke to me in Goblin, and just be like confused. There we go.
Like, as they're bickering at one another, I'm gonna like if you can being like to one another in Goblin, I'm gonna pull out my spell book and flip to the page of comprehend language, and like for the next 10 minutes, like cast it as a ritual so that I can understand what the fuck is going on.
Okay, so Lilith, as you're sitting at this table, kind of watching this, you hear your friend and this new gentleman kind of talking Goblin, which you can't understand, and then the one who you were actually talking with just opens a book and just starts reading in front of you while you're sitting at the table.
Give me one second. I have a unique set of skills to understand the situation.
I told you I was the hot piece of ass.
Uh-huh.
This guy's reading books trying to fucking just figure out what I'm fucking saying. So as soon as I walk up to the table, he's all.
I know. I said before you came over that you were the prettier of the two.
You were fucking lying. I know you well enough to know when you're lying.
Not lying. I did indeed say that. Ask him.
He did indeed say that.
He?
Sorry, the brandy's already getting to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Game like
while
that,
the
we
two
should
are
be playing
talking-
Dragon Dice. What's up?
So while the two are speaking Goblin, the other one's reading a book, I guess. I'm gonna kind of look around like, am I in an alternate universe? Like, what?
No one's
Why
paying
did
attention to
everyone
you.
Yeah, why did everyone suddenly just quit talking to me like I'm a
It's
like I
nothing
had a
but
plague? And then I'm gonna just like wave over a server and get another drink.
As he sort of approaches, yes, lady. What can I get you?
Oh, just another rosé, please. The house rosé.
Of course. Anything for the rest of you?
I'll have another brandy.
Brandy?
Please, sir.
His breath with 2 more cherries, please.
God, not again with cherries.
Of course. I'll be right back. And he sort of fumbles out, trying to, like, as he kind of makes eye contact with each of you, gets to the Goblin, and then gets to you, and just sort of double takes. Okay, and walks away.
In Goblin again. So really, why with the clothes?
Are we still speaking in
I'm
Goblin?
honestly confused.
Yeah, he said it, yeah.
Okay. So I don't have to do my voice since that doesn't really. Okay.
Do it.
Well, I mean,
So-
you can't really speak Goblin.
That's probably a conversation we should have somewhere else, and I'm still mildly offended. But how the hell do you speak Goblin? Yeah, so maybe we should not be
That's
prying
fair,
into
man.
each other's business in a public place like this. And if you
Well, I'm sure
Chat.
nobody else can understand us, probably.
probably, how are you alive?
I mean, that's honestly a really good question as of recent events.
All right,
It's a spectacular fucking question.
all right, we can, yeah, we'll chat it up later. Let's just have some drinks. Just unwind. Have you guys been having some strange things happen to you too lately?
Are you saying that in Goblin or in Common?
In Goblin.
Strange is definitely a word for it.
Yeah.
Last one of my spell be done.
Yeah, it's about wrapping up right now, yeah. You're kind of coming in mid-conversation.
Okay, now that he has that spell done, can I do a perception check for this dwarvish man?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
So, like, I can understand it, I can't speak it, I don't think.
Yeah, you just know what they're saying.
12.
Can I do a passive perception check or a perception check to see if I notice him looking for something?
That would be probably I mean, your passive, you would just kind of notice that he's kind of scanning the room again.
Yeah,
But yeah, as you,
who are you looking for?
yeah, but
I
as
kind of like look down at him, like understanding him, and I'm like, where did the conversation get to, and how is he asking who we're looking for?
I'm
Yeah.
looking at him scanning right now.
yeah, as you scan the room, Ferric, you don't see any you see a dwarf here and there, but they don't look like they're here on business. They're sort of partying with other people. They don't. None of them stand out to you, and you were told that it would be like tomorrow morning lunchish that he would arrive, but you just sort of assumed he'd be here by now. Just maybe get a room or something, but you don't see him.
Gotcha.
I kind of put the
What are you
old
looking at?
battered spell book away, Lance.
Okay.
You got the prettiest broad in this whole joint sitting here right in front of you, and you got your eyes flicking around the room. What are you looking?
Not you.
That was rude, uncalled for.
This is
Why
all
do you have to
goblin
get-
still, I'm guessing.
Why do you have to get so offensive over the fact that I'm just not looking at you, huh?
Yeah,
Why
okay,
can't you just
for the rest of the table's information, he's already made comments about my dressing choice, and now he's eyeing other people and yelling "not you" at me. This is terrible.
I'm horribly sorry for my friend's brutish actions. I mean, I came into the conversation late, that's why I had the book out, but
Yeah, hopefully you're embarrassed enough for the both
My
of you.
sword skills have a little bit more finesse than my word skills. I would apologize, but that would have to be.
well, thank you for
Yes.
bringing me back to the topic at hand. As the lady said, she was a sword dancer, and I was about to say that my friend Varric here is quite a skilled swordsman himself.
I wouldn't call. Please don't ever call me a sword
You
dancer.
don't say, and I
Eh,
kind of turn my head, make eye contact with him.
Bat
have-
the eyelashes.
Mm-hmm.
I
he's
also
got a lot
have,
of finesse, and he's a
two
sword
of them.
dancer.
but I only really use them.
I kind of
Bless
turn my attention now to my goblin compatriot next to me.
Okay.
Yeah, am I sitting next to Farrah?
I think.
Yeah, you're
think,
sitting next to
Mac-
Ferric.
Yeah, Mac. I think I'm sitting next to you, and they're sitting across from us.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
but
like
you're,
now-
you're,
Now
you're
we're
looking
cross
at
talking,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're looking at me, and you're going to say something to me,
Yes.
and I am anticipating it.
Where do you hail from? I've run into some goblin tribes here and there in my travels. If you don't mind me asking.
Originally, I'm from like way west,
I see.
way west. Not really like a place, more like an area. Yeah. Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Solon, the city to the south, the free city. Well,
You-
what's
you
left
answered-
of it, anyways.
You answered that a lot more candidly than I was hoping you would.
Well, I have nothing to hide.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, Farrick, where are you from?
Well, I hail from Lycarian, but I've spent the last couple of years in Belgard.
Do we know his name? We've introduced each other properly, right?
Yeah, he hasn't described his
Yeah.
character yet, so if you'd like to go ahead and do that, Ferric.
Oh, well, I got about 5'11" and a half, just under 6 foot. Got studded leather armor over just normal, common clothing. And the hair is just short, black, well kept, and not flying all over the place. And my clothing is notably male to signify my male gender.
Understood. Times we live in, you have to stay like, I'm wearing man clothes because I want to be identified as man. I am man.
Man.
Okay. Alright, so with that, anything else you'd like to talk about as your drinks begin to arrive and he kind of slides them across the table to each of you?
Oh yeah, I'm asking him where he's from. Yeah, like and Kieran here says you're a sword dancer.
No, I'm
I just said he was a swordsman.
I'm not a sword dancer. I use a sword and things no longer have.
Relax,
The will.
buddy. I'm just busting your balls. I know you're not a sword dancer. You made that like abundantly clear. It's okay. I'm gonna like grab his hand and put them on my little green nads.
Oh my god.
Give him a knowing wink.
My god.
Well, things have escalated, it seems.
That's all of you, buddy.
Stricken has no idea how to deal with this.
That's all of you, buddy.
No, don't fucking
Because I think
don't start a bar fight over this shit.
I think the balcony is like 5 times your height. Easy.
Oh my god, I'm like 3 something.
And I'm like 5 times your weight. Easy.
Yeah, you could huck me, dog. We're
Do
talking
that again, and we'll
No,
find
dude,
out
this is too
how
meta.
hard
Just-
the goblin
No,
hits
I
the
think you
ground.
have to throw me now, dude. We're doing all this out of character, so you might gotta have.
No, he's in character.
Yeah, he's
just
in
gotta
character.
draw.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. I have no idea how to react. I'm sorry. Just wanted to let you in on my little secret.
Now who
Catch
doesn't know
my
how to
drift.
react, bitch?
I just wanted to let you in on my little secret if you catch my drift.
I just kind
Well, you would be correct in the word little.
Yes, that
my
was the
friend.
fucking joke! Are you fucking retarded?
I lean over to Lilith and be like, "Is this a common thing that happens with the two of you?"
Well,
Usually,
normally he's not dressed like a woman.
normally we have to scatter out of a place like this before we have to sit at a table long enough to have a drink and a conversation.
Yeah. The civilized world doesn't really like much of your kind.
Thanks.
No offense.
No, it's fine. You're right.
You don't see. There seems to be no issue with you personally. I don't have any qualms. You seem like an all right person.
Yeah, aside from
Don't
the
ever
fact
put
that
my
you
hands anywhere
shoved
near.
your hand on my crotch.
Yeah, I will actually throw you off of the balcony the next time
That's
you.
totally
attempt that.
fair. Totally fair. I like this guy.
Well, in any case, what brings you all to turn?
We are here for the festival.
Sure we are.
I just kind of like look over at
So, what does this festival entail?
Go on, corn lady. You tell them about the festival. When was the last time you were here? 4 years ago? I'm drunk now. in
And
case I-
it's just an have that, you know,
Oh,
the local celebrate for the Fey wild magic aspect of it. We like to come here for our act. You know, people travel here for the festival, and
No.
you cut out. at
Yeah, I
the
can't
end.
tell if you're cutting out or.
probably.
Turning into like,
Discord's dipping again.
yeah, a dwarven mechanical android thing.
Yes, we are here for to make a little extra income.
I see.
Have
Is this
you
your first
boys,
time?
boys, huddle in here. Have you boys ever considered a life of crime? It's very profitable.
I mean, sure, I considered it, but you also have to think about the moral pain you put yourself in.
Yeah, see, like, the great thing about our little operation here is I just let the corn lady here worry about all that stuff.
Well, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, my friend, but never really operated on that side of the fence.
We're more of the straight edge, as you call 'em.
Nudists?
That's not definitely not what I meant at all. You
He meant that
fucking crossy.
we're more on the legitimate side of things. Me and my compatriot work for the League of Explorers.
Fucking teetotalers.
It has its benefits. And a good cup of tea is always nice.
Well, And
Have they eaten yet?
Yeah, they had their food when they got up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so at this point, you're sort of just sitting over empty plates, kind of sipping on drinks on the balcony as the festivities continue beneath you.
How's the crowd in the tavern looking?
In the tavern below, you still hear a lot of talk, so you assume it's still pretty busy down there. Up on the balcony itself, it's sort of spacing out because as the sun's setting, it's still, early spring, so it's kind of chilly up here. It's not cold, but it's, if you're not drunk, you're definitely not warm right now.
So yeah, Turgan, you really don't know what this festival's about?
It's been some time since I've been around here, but I know as far as arcanally it has to do with the ley lines that lead into the Feywilds. Beyond that, it's a bit of a blur.
You what?
He's a magic man. He knows magic things.
Yeah, but that's
you didn't expect that answer, did
isn't
you?
that no? But that's what I'm saying. Like, isn't that what the festival's about?
Essentially, that once a year, with this eclipse, it sort of focuses Fey magic, and these portals kind of they open up across sort of the northern regions. It's just one is always opened in the center of Turin,
Yeah,
so they've made this
so
festival
he does
of it.
know what it's about.
In general, yeah.
As far as like the why people are having the festivities, or well, honestly, people always have an excuse to want to get together and celebrate something. I don't know why people do that. I mean, I just understand the reason of why the world is shifting into this kind of state.
Oh, I get it. You're autistic. Oh, my bad.
No.
In all my years of being a professional,
optimistic. I think that's what you mean.
No, like he can't even conceive of a reason why people would be having any kind of festival, and he sees like no like correlation between the festival and the ley lines and stuff, and he knows about the ley line. Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't mean
He
that.
definitely meant optimistic, Target.
it's fine. I understand what he means. I'm just a little taken back, and
That explains why you're magic.
in all my years, I've never been called autistic before.
Optimistic.
Wait, does that even? Wait, yeah, does that even exist?
No.
I'm like,
Retcon. I don't even know what that is.
yeah, you're magic, right? That
Yes,
explains it.
I am a wizard.
No.
I think my friend Not Kitty trying to call you slow with very rude, darling. We've talked about this.
I'm sorry. I am a goblin.
Can't just call somebody slow.
It's quite alright. I think that was a little uncalled for, but anyways.
I don't know where I even get off like insulting anybody. I'm a goblin. Like I'm really sorry, everybody.
Well, no, goblins can be quite an industrious bunch.
No,
Well,
but
at
you
least it sounds
seriously,
like
you
them.
knew exactly what the festival was about, though. Seriously, though, dude. What?
Just during classes in mage colleges, it kind of happened. But anyways, I pull out I pull out from my bag my pipe and kind of pack it, and I go to light it, Lance, and I notice that it's not working the way it should.
No, it works here.
It works here.
Yeah, this is
No,
not.
like remember
No,
like
this is not solid.
no
That's only it's solid.
No, like Lance, I thought like it, like with all my shit.
Oh, I mean, like, well, if you have like any sort of fire magic prepped, it would still work. The whole thing with the before was literally because of the whole field.
No, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I thought like the book took that from me.
That's up to you if you don't have that ready or not. I assumed you were doing like firebolt or something, and you were just controlling it.
No, I don't have and I didn't have that to begin with. I was just going with the idea that I was.
Okay, yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Then yeah, it wouldn't work. No, he doesn't.
So I kind of look at it like, interesting, and kind of like my face goes from like kind of cheer to like kind of worry that something is fundamentally wrong right now.
Okay.
And
I'll pull out a match, strike it up for him.
Yeah, the pipe lights up.
Thank you. just like sit back and kind of take a couple hits.
Okay. Anybody else want to do anything?
Yeah.
At this time, I would like to pull out my dice set
Okay.
and just kind of, like make the roving eyes to the other people at the table and, kind of non-verbally ask, you want to play?
I fancy a game.
Deciding people's lives over there?
I just wink at him.
Well, I kind of push some of the stuff out of the way to clear the table. After you.
Okay. So how this works is essentially, since we can't really do it in game because the bluff feature won't work, are y'all gonna gamble money for it or just respect?
I'll put some on there. Put
I
some
don't
respect
trust
on my
dice.
name.
Okay. So just decide how much y'all want to make the initial bet, and then I'll go over how it works.
Oh no, I'm not gambling.
How much are you throwing down there? I looked at Lilith and be like, what's the going rate?
I'll start at 1 gold.
Okay.
Fair enough.
2 gold on the table. So how this will work, unless if you have physical dice, you can roll them at your table because there's no way to do it privately on Tabletop Simulator, or I can roll them for you and message you what you rolled.
Sure. I guess that works.
Okay.
I mean, I do have physical dice, but whatever is,
Fuck
I
no,
guess,
I'm
more fair.
playing next round. I want to use my physical dice.
Oh, fucking that.
Okay.
Roll
Whatever's
for me.
more fair for you, Lance. Yeah.
No, that's fine. Okay, so I'll roll for Lilith first. Essentially how this works is you're going to roll a d12, keep it to yourself, don't say anything, just write the number down.
Mhm.
Then you're going to have a round of betting to raise, the higher the better, number-wise on your roll. Then you'll roll a d8, repeat, and then a d6, and then everyone kind of shows their numbers, and whoever actually has a higher total wins.
Gotcha.
That's cool.
I dig it.
Total of all 3, or
The total of all 3, but after each roll you get to either bluff or raise based on what you roll.
Like poker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dice poker.
So let me.
I'm pulling out my dice. Hold on.
All right. So I'll go ahead. Yeah. So it'll be a d12 first. So I'll go ahead and roll that. Or not a d12, a d10. My bad.
D10.
Yeah, d10. That's my bad. All right. And I'm messaging you, Lilith, what you get. All right. And based on.
I'll message you, Lance, and tell you what.
Okay. And then based on that, Lilith, since you rolled first, would you like to raise, or hold, or?
I will smile impishly, pull out, let's see, like 5 silver, and add it to my pile.
Okay.
Or I'm gonna stack it in a neat little column.
Alright.
I will mage hand while smoking out of my bag and
Ooh.
put 10 silver coins and raise.
Okay. So you want to match him, so it'd be 5 more silver, Lilith.
So, checking what I put down, they were actually 5 coppers, because I don't have change for that.
No, we don't do that. You just act like it's broken. That's fine. It's the same function.
Okay. Yeah, I'll match.
Okay.
After you.
So now you're up to 4 gold on the table. So I'll go ahead and roll. Now we're on the D8.
Send you mine, Lance?
Mm-hmm. Back to you, Lilith. You can raise or call, or just kind of sit and leave it at how it is.
I put on another gold.
I mage hand gold and another 10 silver.
8 gold total match.
Which I do.
Okay. So,
Okay.
so now we're on the D6, the last one.
Alright, Lance.
Okay, so Lilith, what do you want to do?
Uh, gold.
You're gonna hold
2 gold.
2 gold. Okay.
Clean him out, corn lady.
I put down 5 gold.
If I may, I will match and call.
Okay, so now we're at 18 golds. So now reveal your total amounts.
Do I just type? Do you want me to like?
No, you can just say it. Just add the 3 numbers together. That's it.
I have 18.
20.
Oh, yeah.
So
And I collect my
18 gold.
winnings.
Nice job, Kika.
Thank you, darling.
Well played. So I'm down
9, I believe.
at 9 gold.
Yep. And for future reference, if you'll ever play that again, if you like to risk it, you can try to sleight of hand to roll basically add a fake dice that's already set to a different number against their insight to see if they catch you.
Oof.
Go
how
live
does
dice.
the cards game thing?
Pretty similar, except there's sort of a river, and it's basically like poker. You'd be trying to either get pairs or triples of the same number.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll mess that some other time.
I literally got fucked on that D6.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like straight up, I rolled a 9 and an 8. Pfft, I got this.
1.
So yeah, now that I've won, I kind of look to Ferric and be like, I had to take a chance.
Care to win my partner's gold back?
I told you I like this guy. Don't do it. Don't do it, corn lady. I think he's gonna get you.
All right. So if y'all are gonna
Okay.
play, who wants to go first?
Never mind, it's too late.
They've locked eyes.
Across the table.
This magic moment.
When
I
your
think
lips are close to mine. they
Rolling
last
dice in this tavern next to a cross-dressing goblin.
This magic
Yeah, the
moment.
new player should go first.
All right. So Ferric, go ahead and roll first, and then just message me what you rolled.
Courteous. D10, right?
It starts with a D10, yeah. All right. I'll roll for you, Lilith.
Seriously, still doing my ass would look great in like clog heels. You know what I'm talking about?
I think I do.
All right. So Ferric, it's your call to raise or just stay at where it's at. I assume y'all are just starting at 1 gold again, or you?
We'll start. Yeah.
Okay.
Same as the previous game.
Okay. So you're at 1 gold. It's your if you want to raise or not.
I will raise to 2 gold.
I'll match, no raise.
Okay, so 4 gold. All right, so now we're doing the D8. All right, back to you, Ferric.
I will add another 2 gold.
I'm gonna do the dice equivalent of folding.
Okay, so you're just gonna let him take it. What is that?
He gets 2 gold.
Well, it would include the raise, so you matched him once, so I think he gets 6 gold total.
Yeah,
It
he
was
did
starting
two
at 1
total.
gold, and I raised 1 gold the first time, so I'd only get 2 gold.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. So, yeah.
Oh my God, stricken so much honor.
Alright, so with the fold.
Well done, Ferric. Well done.
It's not all of it, but it's some of it.
You
Doesn't
did
matter.
get slightly reimbursed.
It's a friendly competition.
This is the friendliest gambling I've seen in years.
As long as there's no underhanded tricks, there's no need to get mad at anyone.
Yeah, so, where are you two staying for the evening?
Oh, right here. We have business
Oh,
to
splendid.
conclude tomorrow.
Have you guys met Tip?
I don't believe I have.
Yeah, old friend of ours. He's a real nice guy.
I met some bartender. Sure.
So
Tip.
some other bartender gave you the tip.
No, I'm not sure if it was tipping. Fucking
I think that's just you, dog, darling.
screwy bastard.
So his name is Dog, not Cat or Kitty.
Oh shit.
Busted.
Yeah, you wow, that was really fucking quick. I was wrong about you being fucking retarded. What do we say? Yeah, normally we just fucking like leave after we steal shit. I've never had it.
I just
I
figured
didn't know that you stole anything, but
Yeah, remember like the part where I leaned across the table and tried to like rope you guys into like a really profitable life of crime? Remember that part?
I think that's really not really any proof against you. Like you just tried to say something to me.
Honestly,
I
buddy,
politely
I think the
declined.
only thing you've stolen is my innocence.
And your heart.
Far from it, in fact. I think you've solidified my standpoint and choice on women.
As she,
Stay the night with me tonight, sweetie. You know what they say? They say once you go goblin, when you walk, you'll. I'm gonna tear that ass up tonight. You get over here. Give me a smooth.
You know, I can't possibly interrupt the potential for love. I would certainly switch lodgings, if you were so inclined, and I'd just wink at Ferric again.
I'm just busting his balls, Lilith. Jesus.
Same as I, darling.
I'm honestly like disgusted and slightly intrigued. I don't think goblin mating rituals have
turned
ever
on?
been. No. Goblin mating rituals have never been recorded. I'm just fascinated by this.
I mean,
That's
I'm
because
not
all
actually
the
gonna fuck your
goblins
buddy.
are too busy gobbling up them goblin
God.
dicks.
I'm not gonna fuck your buddy here, but if you want me to take you somewhere where you can observe goblins mating in their natural habitat, I might be able to arrange something for you, but it's gonna cost you.
as you're having this conversation, there's amongst all the cheers and talking beneath you below the balcony in the center kind of plaza, you hear one loud gasp and then several like whispers and like, what is that? Just sort of the crowd seems to kind of go still beneath you on the balcony.
Can I do perception?
I was gonna do the same thing.
Go ahead.
Should I also roll if I want to know what's going on?
Yeah, if you want to.
15.
Well, I'm like small goblin. I'm assuming I'm pretty buzzed right now. My passive perception is like dramatically nerfed, so I'm just gonna sit here drooling.
Yeah. So go ahead, Lilith. Okay, so it was, what was the other two?
4.
4 and a 15. So Ferric and Lilith, you notice this. Dog is slightly out of it, and Turgan's just intrigued hearing about these goblin mating rituals. But as you kind of lean over the ballast of the balcony and look down, you can see sort of everyone sort of backing away from the portal, and there is a small, kind of almost goblin-esque, dark kind of figure, and then another sort of emerging from the portal. They're just kind of scanning the crowd.
Damn it.
Turgan.
What?
What's supposed to happen, buddy?
I turn over. I'm gonna do a, I guess, history check to recall my memory on if there are any occurrences like this ever happening.
Sure, go ahead.
Actually, could I also do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Not good. That's 7.
21.
With the 21, it definitely came out of the Fey portal, but you've never seen anything like this. Like, the biggest comparison you can make is it looks goblin-esque, but it's dark and looks a little bit more kind of...
Have I ever heard about anything coming out of those portals before?
You have heard of stuff coming out of the portals, most notably, in Turin itself is like a legend of the time, probably 3-4 years ago, when a unicorn actually came out of this portal and just sort of nonchalantly walked out of the town and headed west.
Any humanoids though?
On not in Turin specifically, in the Elven cities, where if these do open there, it is not uncommon for Elandrin to come out, but those are basically elves. You've never seen anything like this or heard of anything like this.
Targan, I've never heard about anything like this.
Nor have I. This is most fascinating. Excuse me. I get up and excuse myself.
We'll be right back.
Uh,
Miss and dog.
Dog, I think you should sober up.
Oh, and
Okay.
all three, as you're sort of scanning over this, seem to be scanning the crowd. Their weapons drawn. They're not attacking anybody. They're just looking, and they can't seem to find what they're looking for.
I'm gonna push through the crowd of the tavern from upstairs and make my way out.
Lilith,
Mm-hmm.
we need to go out one at a time and see which one of us they react to. Then we can get them to let us know what the fuck they want and whose fault this is.
Nobody even knows who we are. They're not.
I'm whispering to Lilith.
Yeah, y'all are already gone. Y'all already walked off.
After you, darling.
Okay.
It was your idea.
Yeah, I can't say ladies first right now. That's not gonna work. All right, I'm walking out the door. All right. Yeah, I guess I'm hurrying to catch up to it's Turgan.
Yes.
Yeah,
Turgan and Ferric. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, as you walk out, you can see them. They're sort of like skittering close to the crowd, and they're gasping, kind of backing up. They don't know how to react. You can tell that they've seen things come out of the portal, so they're not like sure if it's dangerous or not. They're kind of just watching. But the creatures are like intently scanning the crowd, all three of them. There's two that are notably smaller and one slightly bigger that seems to be a little bit more well prepared, I guess, if you could say. Like he actually seems to be wearing kind of an armor, and just sort of has a short sword drawn and is scanning, kind of giving them orders in a language none of you understand.
Okay.
Do I with my comprehend language though, Active?
How long does it last? An hour?
Let me see. Give me 1 second. Yes, 1 hour.
1 hour. Okay, so you do, as he's shouting orders, does it let you know what language it is?
Yeah, I understand it, hearing it, and reading it.
Okay.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, you begin to hear the larger one sort of in the back, jabbering in Sylvan. Find her now! We have to get back! And he's just sort of like, and the two are kind of scurrying around on the edges of the crowd, just sort of like peeking between legs and stuff.
I like kind of reach over to Ferric and be like, they're searching for someone. A woman, it seems.
Well, I mean, should I state the obvious and say that we should get literally every single woman like away from here, or?
That might cause a panic, but...
No, that's a great idea. Take me to safety.
Where did you even come from?
Did you know? Never mind. We're not getting into this right now. We need to find out what the fuck going down.
Okay.
Do it quietly, not to stir a panic.
You can understand those things?
Yes, it's magic.
What are they saying?
I said they're looking for someone. They're looking for a woman. That they
No,
have to
but what
find.
do they say specifically?
That.
That they're
That's
looking
it?
for someone. That they need to find her, and they're chittering on kind of incomprehensibly.
Okay, I guess, yeah. I'd just be flattering myself to think that was me. Alright, I'll be right back. And I'm gonna run back towards the tavern.
Okay, as you kind of run back in, Lilith, what are you doing?
Staying
Ferric,
out of sight.
Ferric, I would try to like talk to the guards and tell them what I told you, and quietly start ushering people away. I'm going to step out and maybe try to broker some kind of contact if they speak common.
I will be within 50 feet.
I appreciate it. I'm going to step out of the kind of semicircle, I guess, that has crowded this Fey portal.
Okay. As you kind of step out of the crowd, sort of into this large open circle that is formed around the arch in the center, you see the one sort of standing on the edge of the fountain, kind of like pointing out different people, like, check there, there, that one, no, not that one.
Hello there. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you speak common? I understand you, but I don't know if you understand me.
He sort of makes eye contact with you, points at you, it's like, yeah, back, back, and then the other two kind of scurry back and like daggers drawn are kind of like ushering you back into the crowd.
All right. Is there anything that we can help you with? You're scaring the people here of this town.
Yeah, you get he doesn't seem to be understanding what you're saying.
Shit. All right. How do I make this work? I'm kind of like backing off a little bit to like not give a threatening position.
Is Sylvan a derivative of Elvish at all?
It's essentially like a Fey language.
Okay.
Thank you though, Chicken, for giving me an idea.
Fuck yeah.
I'm going to speak in Elvish to them because I do speak Elvish.
Okay.
And repeat the same question.
You know elf. So,
I understand that. I speak the language.
he seems sort of confused. You say girl, blonde girl.
A blonde girl? There's many of blonde women here. You have to be a little more specific. Is there something that we can help you?
Have I made it back inside the tavern yet?
Yeah, you're back in the tavern, yeah.
Okay, yeah. All I wanted to do was just let Lilith know that they are like after her specifically, and like so that she can like kind of like decide what to do. Whatever.
Okay. So as he passes his information on to you, Lilith, is there anything you'd like to do?
Is their mic like messed up again?
I don't know. Hill?
Nope, I heard her.
Yeah, she hit something.
Yep.
I'm coughing back on.
Oh, she's trying.
Okay, so assuming dog is still up.
There we go.
No, Dog just came in and told you that he like learned from Turgan that they're looking for you specifically.
Run in and run back out.
I ran out there, right? Came up behind them, and then I like realized that Turgan could understand them, and I was like, "What? Like, who are they looking for? Like, what?" And then he told me, and I'm like, "What exactly did they say?" And he repeated the exact same thing, and I looked like a fucking idiot. And I'm like, "Okay." And then I turned around and ran right back to tell you this.
Wait, fuck. How?
So yeah.
I think she's just having trouble with her mic.
Yeah, I can't even tell.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, we
I'm
can.
talking, but you're not here.
No, we can hear you.
We could just for like a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's intermittent.
It's just the Discord is doing its shit again. It's just jumping.
That's weird. Like, I really don't know why.
Okay, well, dog, how to get me out of here?
Is she saying, "How do we get out of here?"
Yeah. She's asking you like, how do we get me? That's what I generally heard.
How do we get what?
How do you get her out of there?
I don't know. You're the makeup artist. Like, shave your head or something. They're looking for a lady with blonde hair, I think. Or like put on a hat and like a cloak. Maybe like pretend you're old and crippled and like walk with like a little cane thing. They'll just like hobble your ass out of the city.
Yeah, I can't tell if she's talking or not.
Can I?
There you go.
She's the only one that's cutting out really bad.
Yeah, that's so weird. It's happening to her, and like you guys are living together.
Yeah, it's just probably the freaking headset. But I'm literally just watching the RTC connection just to be trash.
What the fuck?
It was getting good.
Yeah, no. God, it's like getting like a sweet hand job and then stopping halfway.
Nobody's ever said getting a sweet hand job ever.
Yeah,
Like-
outside of when you're like 15, I think that's always associated with just sort of acceptance and disappointment.
Yep.
Acceptance and disappointment.
That was a sweet hand job.
You indifferently pull on this, please.
God.
Just pretend it's a fucking Wii remote. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's how you get to these kids nowadays.
Yeah, Hillary's mic comes back in just for Stricken's like Wii remote penis joke. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is. Packet loss just keeps jumping up to like 3% and then back down to 0.
this is so dumb.
3% packet loss isn't even enough to
But-
warrant.
That's what you'd think, but apparently it is. I don't understand. Because it's not doing it to me at all, right?
No.
Oh, that's fucking weird.
Everybody is fine except for Hillary.
Do you want to do you want to restart your router or restart Hillary's computer, or do we have a different like thing we can use?
Do you want to like take a 5-10 minute break, figure this out, and then
Yeah.
reconvene?
Yeah, we can take a break real quick. I'll just restart everything.
Lay down.
Alright. So smoke if you got them. Everyone watching the stream, we'll be right back.
Yeah, exactly.
Technical
See-
difficulties.
So yeah, is your character like some kind of like genius kind of type, or what's up?
I'm purely an academic, where I've been to many like archaeological digs through my time of being alive as a human, like 16. I'm in my mid 60s, so you got to think like for about like 40 years of my life, I've been in and out of like dig sites, like making breakthroughs with
And
other
doing
people,
like nothing but that.
more or less.
Yeah, I totally get that. You're doing a good job.
Yeah, so I mean, besides that, like I've been like, of course, like astute as like in study as far as like magical abilities and shit like that. So I once was very powerful, but we'll get to that a little.
And this is your main field is archaeology,
Yeah, and the study of
Okay.
the study of the cataclysms.
and
more
this
or less.
goes back to the Adventurers Guild or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
is
the
that
League
the
of
right
Explorers.
word? The League of Explorers.
Yeah. Basically, like I'm more or less Indiana Jones, like magic.
Yeah, so like the League of Explorers is like an association of people that are like involved in academia that also like go into places and do the actual like exploration and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they have people like me on retainer to protect the academics.
Like
Yeah.
a fucking inquisitor.
Yeah, pretty much. Where it's like if whatever goes bump in these said catacombs and shit, that's why we have people like Stricken to
Yeah,
be the muscle.
that's fucking awesome.
Because
I'm
there's some.
not actually like a part of the League of Explorers. I just get contracted
Yeah.
by them.
Yeah, and you guys have to you have to babysit the academic types who have like no fucking clue like what's even like
Well,
Yeah,
no, they have more of a
yeah.
clue than I do, more or
outside of
less.
outside of a dungeon. He has like
Can you
he
guys
doesn't
hear
even
me?
know.
Yes,
Yes, very easily.
Hello.
Weird.
it worked
Fixed
perfectly
it.
fine now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I can hear you. I can hear you better now too.
fuck it. I get,
Am I-
I get the vibe you're more comfortable in a dungeon than you are doing things. Like,
Oh yeah. Like being in the dark, dank places of the world is where I'm at home.
that's fucking sweet.
Okay,
I've
I'm
been to
back.
dank places too.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with hers. I checked it, and she was at a red status. I looked at it funny, and then it went back up to green, and it's fine now. So
You looked at it funny?
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was weird.
Hey, you work.
Discord, can you fucking not?
It's like when you check your internet speed, and suddenly it says it's the speed you're paying for,
Yeah.
even though you know it isn't.
I know exactly.
Right when you start to complain about your 1 megabyte a second download, it goes back up to normal.
Yeah, if
they,
you
they
could-
stop throttling.
If you could get a job at one of those internet companies and like prove that the algorithm for doing that exists, or like unthrottling it, oh, scandal.
For real.
All right,
Lawsuit.
check your mic again, Hill.
My life's work, you've just
Check,
given it to me,
check.
Savannah.
Yeah,
You're loud and clear, 5x5.
yep, sounds right.
In the pipe, 5x5.
All right, so back to it.
Transit HQ.
So, essentially,
Alright, so we left off with dog coming in, talking to me.
Yeah, and telling you what's going on.
All right, so I'm talking to dog because I'm assuming he's still with me.
Yeah, I just popped back
How
in the.
can we? How can we sneak out of here?
You need you need to like make a disguise like you did for me, except the other way. Like doll yourself up, like get a cane, hunch your back a little bit.
Okay, Lance, can I try to use my disguise kit to make myself unrecognizable?
It would take about a half hour, but you could.
Oh, nope, that won't work.
I'm out
So
there
the
still
Fae,
like negotiating with him.
the Fae portal is outside, right?
Yeah, it's in the center of this round plaza.
So can I try to like sneak at the back of the tavern?
You can try, yeah. So,
Alright, so I'm gonna go downstairs, maybe go to the bar, see if there's like an exit behind it that I can get out of.
as you sort of, the only door you can see is actually behind the bar,
Mm-hmm.
and Tip's sort of like, can I help you?
Yes, darling. You know, I just have the worst undesired suitor I'm trying to escape. Uh,
Oh, I'm sorry to
you
hear
know,
that.
yes, we just broke off on really bad terms, and I would really like to get out of here without causing a fuss.
Was it the man with the mechanical arm? He's much too old for you, dear.
No, no, no. He just a acquaintance, but I think he is talking outside. To calm things down, make sure there's not a ruckus. We don't want to, a fight. Wrecking this beautiful tavern.
As he's still like pouring wine, and he inside, most of these people have no idea anything's changed, so he's just sort of like still going, just ruckus. What's happening? And he sort of looks over the bar, kind of out the
Yeah.
windows.
Apparently, there's weapons drawn. I'd really love to get out of here. If I can just please sneak out the back.
Sure. Yeah, 1 second. And he sort of hops down off the stool, and you see him just disappear behind the bar, kind of go around the side and push open the little kind of swinging door. It's like, come on.
Thank you so much, and I quickly but stealthily follow him behind the bar.
So was I following her this whole time, or just kind of standing there because she didn't tell me any of her plan and just kind of like took off?
That's your call. You see her just as you tell her this, and sort of runs off towards Tip and starts talking, and then she's kind of going behind the bar now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand there like I would assume she'd come back, and that's.
Okay.
Okay.
And he sort of like leads you back to this sort of back room. You can see the large storage space. There's a lot of casks and like wine kegs and just various things back here. And sort of you keep walking a bit. There's kind of a back door that opens to the alley. Well, there's this. I don't know if it's much better. And he kind of peeks out and doesn't really see a whole lot. There's some basic traffic, but nothing crazy.
Okay, so I go through the exit to the alley, realize dog hasn't followed me.
Like a dog should.
Exactly. And I guess I'm just gonna try to like skirt around without being seen. And yeah, just trying to stay outside the crowd. And I'm assuming I have like a cloak with a hood, and if so, I'm going to pull the hood up.
Okay, so give me a stealth check.
Fuck.
As Turgan is still out here delegating with these strange, darker goblinoid creatures in the center of the plaza, as everyone stares on, having very confused looks as you switched from one language into another.
About how many guards have I warned, and are they actually doing anything?
There's a handful of guards that have kind of come up from the direction you approached when you came into the town that are sort of pushing up, and they're kind of looking and examining the situation, but knowing things have come up before, they're kind of hesitant to get involved unless they have to.
And so
11.
these goblins aren't like apparently like fey goblins. Like they could just be goblins that are like a weird color, that type of thing.
No, they clearly came out of the Feywild. Like it's super obvious they're not like a native material plane creature.
Okay, so like just something like not that threatening coming out of the fey portal isn't that big of a deal.
No, that's why they're hesitant. Things have come out before, and it usually isn't a big deal because most of the things in the Feywild are or neutral or good. So
Sweet, thank you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna walk up behind Turgan then. Yeah, the guards are in wait and see mode. I've been there, done that. Are we fighting or what? These guys seem pretty threatening.
They're looking for someone. Woman with blonde hair. I mean, it's not really an apt description. It's just that's what they're saying.
all right.
Well,
So you're just trying to sneak through the crowd, Lilith?
The academic guy's frustrated with the goblins not giving like a good description of who they're looking for.
Yeah, I'm on the outer edge. I rolled an 11. And I think I should be behind, like, buildings, so...
Yep. Okay, so as you kind of slink off, they sort of begin to sort of push through the crowd in different directions. You see two more walk out of the portal, Turgan. And they're sort of like splitting up and kind of making their way through the crowd as people are just making space for them and just trying not to touch or provoke anything.
can I follow two? Like they were one of a group of two or whatever.
Yeah. They seem
Can I follow one of those groups?
Yeah, sure. So two of them are sort of splitting off to the west, and two are kind of heading off to the east, and the other one's sort of sitting in the center, just staring at everybody that's staring at him, and Turkin just sort of out in the open.
So again, can you maybe tell us more about this woman that you're looking for? Like, is there something she did to you, or anything that could, ease this situation and not make everyone so scared?
Blonde, pretty, sword, curved sword, two, kill friends.
I see. This woman killed friends in the Feywild.
No, here.
And did your friends have something of value to you and your people?
He looks offended.
I mean, I'm just trying to understand the reasoning here, so then we can all end this situation.
He looks at you and kind of looks around the crowd. He's like, "Kill! They kill! It's that bad."
I understand that. I just thought there was more to it, maybe.
He just sort of like looks at you, just perplexed, and you hear him kind of shouting in the other language back to the two that have kind of split off, and kind of calls them back. And he sort of gives one last glance to you and sort of hops back into the portal, and the rest sort of slowly kind of trickle in and follow him.
Okay, that was fascinating and weird at the same time.
Yeah, there's a few seconds of really eerie quiet as everyone kind of watches them pass the portal, and there's just like that one guy that's like...
Thank you.
I'm ready to tussle.
I'm just gonna go back to the bar now.
Okay.
What's
We'll
the
Be
crowd
here all
doing?
week.
Say what?
What's the crowd doing?
Crowd, they take a few seconds and they sort of go back to normal, just gossiping now about this event. Because they have no idea what happened. They could, like, there's a few elves that seem particularly perplexed. But most of the other, like the humans and the halflings, they just are like, well, that was odd. Okay. And they just kind of go back to their stands and start selling things like nothing happened. It's still pretty early in the evening. It's, about 9:30 now.
What kind of stands are around?
There is firecracker stands. There are a few meat stands, some specialty herbs and spices that have been brought in from other parts of the continent. There's the flower stand that you saw yesterday. Mostly it's pretty little, like, quick things you would see at like a fair.
I would like to go to the firecracker stand and get some firecrackers.
Okay. As you approach, there's sort of pretty large in the more fat rather than built way dwarf. He's like, what can I do for you?
Hello, I'd like to purchase five firecrackers, please.
Yeah. He's sort of like, as he kind of makes eye contact with you as you come into sort of the torchlight of a stand, he kind of wipes all the crumbs off of his beard. He's like, he stands up straight. Well, there's poppers. We have the crackling type. We have the ones that shoot, but those are a bit more expensive. Particular color?
The cracklers sound fine, thank you.
Oh, sure. How many?
5, please.
Oh, okay. He kind of opens up a little locked chest kind of behind the stand and kind of gives you 5. They're like, looks like a black powder kind of wrapped in a very thin paper with a string as like a long like ignition switch. He sort of like puts them in a little bag for you and kind of hands them over. He's like, no, that will be you said 5, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, 5 silver.
Okay, I will hand him a gold for change.
Yep. And he kind of reaches through his back pouch and gives you your change. He's like, anything else? Kind of combing his hair over. Of course. Yeah. Good night.
He's gonna have to go change his pants.
And now I will go back into the tavern looking for a dog.
It was still just sort of standing by the entrance, like, she left me!
Yeah, I'm just like,
Alright, I guess I'm walking in now and he's there.
Yeah.
At this time, would I be like, come me and Ferric?
Yeah, y'all would both probably be back in by now as well.
Yeah, I mean.
Like, no, like her. Are you coming back into the alley, or are you coming into the front?
I'm going through the front door.
Okay, so I'm gonna like be confused because you left out the other side, and I'm just gonna kind of look at you like, what the fuck?
Is it just the 2 of us?
No, the other 2 have kind of come in as well. They're sort of talking amongst themselves.
Oh, hello there. It seems that these Fey entities have retreated back into the portal for the time being.
Oh my god, what do they want?
They were looking for a woman. Blonde, tall, beautiful, 2 swords.
That's really weird.
Let's bring in like at least
0
a couple
bells. No, like 0 bells.
Like 0?
Yeah, like maybe
0?
just the hair
There
color.
must be
thing.
so many women here with swords.
And
They're
hair.
all so tall and have blonde hair and
Hair.
I have always felt that the women who come to the Turin Festival are especially lovely.
I'm gonna do a inspection of just her character.
Okay. Looking for
can I
anything.
do an insight?
Yeah, of course, you both can.
I'm just inspecting
There
her.
sure are a whole lot of women in this city with hair. Could have been any of them.
So an 11
Dog, darling,
an
I
11?
went and got you these fireworks.
for investigation.
Okay.
Kind of examining her clothing and everything.
You're noticing the description is pretty similar. She also has 2 scimitars on each hip. She looks slightly. She's putting on the like kind of posture of just like, no, this is just that's so strange. But you can see in her eyes, she's just sort of like looking at Dog. And Dog's looking at her like, yeah, no, that's ridiculous.
But like again, in her description, she did say that there was some possible blood on her clothing still.
Yeah, there's still a few stains left. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like she got a pretty good cut across the chest at some point.
Any woman with hair should have fear in her eyes right now. That's not conspicuous, all right? Like,
And then what was yours?
15.
15 insight. They're both they're usually pretty good liars, and they're just being absolute garbage right now.
So, what's the real deal here?
Alright, we were attacked, we defended ourselves, total self-defense.
yeah, we weren't even
Can I do another
sure.
insight?
We weren't even sure which one of them or which one of us they wanted to kill until like, Magic Man here could.
Yeah, after that slip, I'm definitely doing another insight.
I'm just like randomly gonna transition into being a great liar in like space of a second. Like,
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen right now.
Yeah, Lilith, you can roll a deception if you'd like to contest it.
Yeah, is that 20?
Yeah, it's just a d20 plus your deception.
Lance, would I have?
why would you can she contest it if she's already being honest?
Well, it's slightly honest.
Later.
Yeah, it's up to her if she thinks she's being genuinely honest or not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you could like technically answer a whole lot of questions.
Very truthfully. Yeah, just sort of like making eye contact, really trying to pry into what she's saying. You just get way too distracted by her looks, and just like, yeah, I'm sure she's telling the truth. It's
Lance, like, would I be able to make a roll with advantage, being that I've actually conversed with these Fey beings, saying they said that they'd killed like their like kinsman or whatever.
Well, I mean, I just admitted.
Yeah, that happened. Just she's saying it's self-defense.
I mean,
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, well, the Fey people are saying that, like, no, that she straight out killed them while she's saying it's self-defense.
killed them in self-defense.
No, come on now. Come on.
Murder and self-defense are two different things.
I mean, yeah, you can make another roll to try using that, but
Yeah, like did you not see Star Wars with the Sand People? Like, come on, all right.
I'll make a roll for insight. 16 plus my insight is not that good. Where's my insight? Plus 2, so 18.
yeah. So you both rolled the same. So it's hard to tell. Like she seems to be, from her perspective, she's telling the truth. It was self-defense, but also they seemed pretty intent that it wasn't. So you're kind of at a crossroads of.
Yeah. Well, I just kind of like look and shrug and be like, well, they said otherwise, and I suggest we maybe take this into a private setting instead of standing in the door jam.
Yes, people are kind of squeezing past you all to get back into the bar.
Yeah, let's
Well,
do
okay,
this.
as we're like relocating, I'm still talking though, because
Mhm.
I mean, I believe what I'm saying. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if somebody hops out of a portal and attacks you, what else are you gonna do? You attack back.
I understand where you're coming from. There's a lot of things. That's what I'm in the business of, is trying to explain the unexplainable.
But I thought the portals only opened on this night.
Yes, they normally do.
Yeah.
Then how did their portal open up in the yesterday night?
Oh, it wasn't technically yesterday. That was a misspoke. It was from earlier today.
Earlier, like right as like right around like sunset, kind of like right before we
Yeah,
started. walking
a
over.
couple hours ago. Hence why the blood's still there.
Gotcha.
I thought she just hadn't bathed because she's a heathen. That's all.
Sure you did. Making googly eyes, getting distracted, forgetting to interrogate her properly.
He's taking after you, dog, with the whole hideous corn thing.
Hideous corn. That's rude. You just insulted my people's entire religion.
No, honey, I was saying you say that about me.
Yes, that's my people's religion.
Again,
I just kind of do the like eye shut, exhale.
You don't listen to anything I say, do you? Is that why you left me there in the doorway when you slipped out? Never mind. Never mind. Just finish your little, magical convo with Magic Boy here. I'll just sit here on my hand.
I'm so confused, and the first time in my life. Anyways, so what happened? How about we start there? And please, be honest.
Like I said, this portal opened earlier today. And what was it, dog? Three of them came out and started attacking me. I think that's evident due to the blood on my blouse. And
Yeah, I was pretty sure they were trying to kill her because she had kind of just done some weird shit too. But she kind of like, I don't know, blamed me because I may or may not have been like traveling around fencing stolen goods in a lot of cities.
Okay.
So weird things
That's a
happen.
separate attack.
All right, and then
Don't
we got
worry
jumped
about
on the
that.
boat. These guys were trying to take my shiny thingy, and yeah, there's a whole lot of shit going on. And you got okay. First off, what are you so? Weren't those guys jabbing at you with knives just for asking polite questions and shit? What are you so concerned about? Who knocked off who? Like what? You
No,
some kind of cape?
what I'm concerned about is them coming back and with more people and putting the torch to this place.
Yeah, that'll probably happen.
It could turn into an interplanar war. We don't need that.
Well, I mean, if
that's all I'm trying to
the
avoid.
portal's no longer open after
So
tonight,
it'll be like a
that would
once
be
a
a
year
non-issue.
war.
The portal lasts 7 days exactly to the second.
By next week, it'll be a non-issue.
You realize on these other magical planes, they have things that are possibly a lot stronger than what we just have laying around here in turn, right?
Yeah, but by next year she'll be long gone, and they'll never find her. You saw
I
how
mean,
easily they
probably
fucked
that.
off. Why would you be dead? Don't say that, corn lady. Don't say that.
Yes, we don't want anybody to die. That's what
Not
I'm
of
trying to
my
get.
own bidding, of course, but you know.
No, you're
life
just trying.
happens.
No, you're just trying to get back at me now because I pointed out that you don't listen to anything that I say, and you just want to make me feel bad. This is bullshit.
Yeah, as you look at Dog, you notice his mascara running again.
Anyways, yeah, okay, so no, but hang on. Okay, like we've told you guys plenty, all right? And,
Yes, fair enough.
Agreed.
Like I've known this lady for a while, and I don't think she went into a village of those things and just like slaughtered everybody. And like, yeah, I think
What
you
do
can
you
rest
mean
easy
you
on
believe
that.
you were there?
Well, I
When you
mean,
went
like,
into the village and
well, before we like
No.
met back up, like I don't know. Yeah, you sure you want to talk about that right now? Okay, yeah.
No.
So
No.
yeah. So
No.
anyways. All right. Why are you guys here? And like, what's with you being so fucking curious all the time?
We're tracking down people of great importance to the.
Like hitmen?
No, not hitmen.
Like bounty hunters?
Kind of, yes.
Paparazzi?
I think
Oh,
mercenary
sorry.
is the
Thing.
more apt term.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's trying to find terminology for us, not the people that we're looking for, unless I'm confused.
No, what are you guys called?
Well, again, I'm an archaeologist, but we're kind of bounty hunters as of right now.
Call me a freelancer.
Okay. That's cool. Who are you guys looking for and why?
Well, you've been more than open with us, so I don't see any means that you. And we're looking for a
Within reason.
Yeah, and we're looking for a particular dwarf. Goes by the name of Grim. He said to meet him here. I don't know if you know anybody by that name.
You said Grim?
Grim, Grimm.
Can I do my what is it,
Insight.
character history check or whatever?
Yeah, no, it would be an intelligence check.
An intelligence check? Okay.
Yep.
I just meant I didn't know what made it, so I knew underground.
Intelligence or history, whichever you prefer.
Okay, so
Yeah, you're recalling your memory.
I think my intelligence is higher. No, this is a +3. 8.
8. It's kind of rings a bell, but you can't really recall a face or anything. You just heard the name in passing as you kind of, did your trades over the past few years that it might have come up. And usually when you have a name that comes up, it's not always a good thing.
I mean, I've maybe heard the name, but I haven't seen.
Well, that's
that
excellent.
guy.
I mean, the start. I mean, honestly.
I don't even remember where I heard his name. Might have been like laying half passed out drunk and just like overheard it somewhere for all
Well, in any case, it's better than nothing, I guess.
I guess.
At least we know he's a real person.
So yeah, is that like the only lead you guys got? And like,
That is.
are you by chance traveling out of the area anytime soon?
Maybe. I mean, once we get this information, said dwarf person, then we probably are going to be venturing out, or I don't know, maybe possibly rotating in and out of the city.
Well, I mean, who knows if you might need a couple of specialists along the way. Maybe you could hire us and then we'll travel with you and like get far away from here.
Yes, we have missed having a traveling band, haven't we, dog?
Yeah, and these guys like definitely need to pay us for our services, right? And I'm like elbowing her.
And I just, do like a coquettish.
Well,
I think it'll be payment enough just you coming along with us to run away from your problems.
no, like Ferric, if we do need all the help we can get, and if anything, we'll make it official, and I'll contact the league and have you both contracted, so you get paid.
No, that's fine. No, we're totally good. Yeah, no paperwork, please. No, none of that. No, it's fine. We'll just travel with you. Yeah, your companion's right. That'll be payment enough just to get away from it. Well, yeah, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, fair enough. I understand for your need in your line of work not to be on just any sort of
Schnee on the line of work, Schnee.
May I ask, so this dwarf that you're looking for, is he a part of this team of bounty hunters, or is he just associated with them? Do they know each other? Do they have the same goals at times?
Lance, I only know that like this person is handing over information to us, and that's it, right?
Yeah, essentially the deal that you were told was essentially if you could assist him with his problem, it was kept rather vague, that he has particular information about the individual you're seeking.
Gotcha.
You don't know how much information that is, but it's something, and it's the first little bait you've gotten in the past few months.
6 months.
Yeah.
I haven't had a good bait in 6 months either.
Oh my goodness, you.
I don't know why I did.
You heathen.
Lance was like dying inside right now. I'm sorry, bud.
50 DKP minus.
Oh my God.
You're level 1 again.
So, to be honest, it's the only lead that we've got, and it's kind of the deal of you scratch my back and I scratch your type thing.
Does it have to be my back?
Right. Oh my goodness.
I'm sure if you ask the nice handy dwarf, he'll give you something firm and hard.
I like this guy.
Yes, quite charming. Yeah, on top of being paranoid about Dopplers, my companion dog here is,
You actually met a Doppler?
I think that there's a lot more Dopplers than people like to admit, and I think that they may or may not be part of a massive conspiracy and have like a very efficient intelligence network that like watches everything that everyone does at all times.
That's fascinating. You could make a
it
whole
would make
paper on
excellent
this.
size.
No, you could make a whole paper on this and sell it anywhere. Like, I'm sure people would buy it up.
That's the first thing you said all night that made me certain you weren't a Doppler.
Thank you.
You-
Well, in any case, he was supposed to basically meet us tomorrow. So I guess he says he's not here already. We might as well just wait.
I like waiting. I like waiting in bogs in particular, but this is. Oh, you're okay. That's
All
fast.
right, fair.
Good night, Ferret.
Well, in
Bitch
any
made.
case,
Fucking bitch made.
I mean, he can hold his own.
Could I also go to my room?
What the fuck, Lilith? You don't have to ask the table if you could go to your
I'm
room.
asking.
That's bizarre.
I mean, if you wanna just leave, yeah, you can leave.
All right. Me and
So
Matt
she
and
just-
Boyle sit
Yeah,
there.
yeah. As Lilith heads up to the room she rented, and Varric walks up and quickly remembers he hasn't actually purchased a room yet.
Subtle. Right, I fucking forgot about that in all the whole
wish I
list of
could-
characters.
Do I have like my key?
Yeah, he gave you the key when he gave you your drinks the first time.
Right. So are we going like the same direction?
Yeah, you're both kind of walking the same direction. You see Fair kind of stop and think for a second, and then sort of just like, wait a sec, did I get a room?
So he's probably like a little bit ahead of me, and then he like
I'll be turned around.
acknowledges,
Yeah.
turns around.
Whoa. I don't like where this is going.
I wanna
John.
kind of just raise my eyebrows inquisitively, kind of like, what's going on?
It's been a long hour. I seem to have forgotten to have purchased a room, so I'm gonna head back down there and do that now.
I'm gonna lean over to the dog and be
Oh.
like, I think our friends might get together.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do it.
So too.
What a shame. And I'll like put my key in the door, like look back, and then go in my room.
Okay.
Is it to the remix to Ignition?
In my mind, the framing of the shot was like her suggestively inserting the key into the
Oh
key.
yeah. Like slide it in a little bit, slide it back out. You want some of this?
She sort of looks, and you see just a slight blush, and just sort of open the door and kind of go in and close it as you're just kind of standing in the hallway, like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, I'm gonna go buy a room now.
Are they gonna see him when he comes back down?
Yeah.
As he's coming back down, like with like this bashful red face, I'm just gonna like look at him and like kind of shrug, like, what happened?
I don't know.
He choked. Everybody chokes with her. I don't know why you humans like her so much. She's fucking hideous. But
Really?
she cripples you guys. It's fucking awesome.
You honestly believe that she is just a hideous swamp bog?
She's fucking vile.
Outstanding. Like goblin physiology, I guess, is just completely backwards to use.
Yeah, and it fits with our lore too. See, like, well, I don't want to go too much into it because she kind of gets pissed about it, but like, she kind of fits like this kind of like nature goddess that our people like worship, and like, you know, like dirt, you know, like organic, like compost, you know.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's only fitting she just looks like absolute shit.
I
Like,
see.
yeah.
Fascinating. I mean, if you wouldn't mind divulging more, I would love to write all of this down.
Well,
I can.
my
I'm
name's
used to long nights.
Dog Knees. I'm the burger of the. That's like my title. I sell stuff, but not out of bogs. I just like bogs, and I insist on calling wherever I am a bog. Don't fuck
Okay.
with me. All right.
Yes.
And then I don't know. My people came from like really far west, and we were like a tribe of traders, and we made
Well,
our
do
way
you-
like.
Do you remember the environment of the like where you initially lived?
Oh, it's just like straight up desert. Like, yeah, like the
Desert.
city itself, I'm pretty sure was built around an oasis at some point, but we kind of just like had to use like a water genie even to survive. Like, we couldn't stay in one place long. It's all filthy humies over there.
You must
Anyways,
mean Al-Shiar. I've ventured out there. I've had dealings with goblins out there. I must have had dealings with
yeah,
your
those
people.
were my people. Yeah, they're all dead now.
Oh,
So,
I'm so sorry.
yeah, so I ran into her. We got kind of taken. Yeah, we'll get into that another time. But the whole like
Fair enough.
Earth goddess thing or whatever. Basically, like I go by Dog. She calls me Dog. We started, you know, doing business. You know, making some cash, and I don't know. I've been her very literal dog, like for a while now. I don't know.
You have a name that your fellow goblins call you, or is it just dog?
I'm Dog Knee.
Fair enough.
The burger o de ball.
Burger of the
Yeah. Yeah. And then like I don't know. you shouldn't talk to her about any of this, but like between you and me, the like I don't know, description of this like quote unquote deity is like literally it's her, like 100%. So
Interesting.
yeah, it's kind of yeah. She's either like an emissary or an incarnation. I don't fucking know, but she absolutely hates when I talk about it. Just straight up poons me out. Like I don't fucking.
All right.
That is most fascinating, dog. Do you like smoking pipe weed?
Oh, I fucking love the shit. Got some?
I do actually, and I mage hand my pipe out of my bag and like kind of hover it over to him.
Okay.
All right.
And in the meantime, Ferrix, are you gonna go try to buy a room?
Where?
Okay.
You go sheepishly knock on. Dude, I was just thinking about that too. It's like when you find yourself DMing a romantic encounter between your wife and your recently of age friend in a
That's why you black screen everything.
And memory wiping? No.
Yeah. So he's gonna approach the bartender, or
Please.
as you kind of approach, the halfling sort of back pouring wine again. The bar it's getting kind of late now, so people are sort of settling out for the night. A few of the diehards are still going at it. Hi, what can I do for you? Another drink, or?
No, I'm turning in for the night. Could I just purchase a room, please?
Oh, of course. Just fair warning, it is upcharged because of the festival. So apologies in advance. Just how many beds do you need?
2 beds, 1 room, if you will.
Okay. It'll be and he kind of sheepishly looks at you. 10 gold.
Holy mother of shit! I should have played more dice earlier.
It's usually not that high. It's just this week is quite intensive, and have to make ends
Well,
meet.
I mean, I guess I could
Can
be
I-
the asshole
can
and
I hear
haggle,
any of
but I'd
that?
rather not.
Like, is our table close enough to hear any of this?
No, y'all are still kind of by the doorway a bit.
Okay.
He's sort of all the way across the room. Well, I appreciate you not haggling. That's much appreciated. Yes, it'd be 10 gold. It does have a great view, though. Thank you.
I'm sure it does.
And he kind of slides you over the key, and he's just sort of. It's going to be up the stairs. You'll be on the side facing the plaza.
Oh,
But yes,
nice view.
yes. Breakfast is served at 7 in the morning. It is included. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bright and early.
Hmm.
What was the room number again?
The key you have is 2B.
2B? Okay, I'm just gonna walk towards the stairs, yell over, Turgan! 2B! Night!
Very well, I'll be there.
Okay, so it's just you and Dog down there, kind of still conversing as you have your notes out, and you're just like, yes, go on.
I'm just straight up sucking down pipe.
Mm.
Yeah, so, yeah, like, the thing that freaks me out the most is that like, dude, her hair is like corn. It's corn.
I wouldn't call it that, but
No.
I can see the resemblance.
Right, so that's why I call her the corn lady. But, like, I'm serious, dude. Like, that you gotta look up this legend. Like, for somebody like you, that'll blow your fucking top.
Like, Lance, let me roll like a history check to see if maybe I've heard it in passing.
Of what? Of his goddess?
Yeah.
Of his goddess, or what are you rolling for right now?
Yeah.
Okay,
like
yeah.
his goddess in the story he's telling me.
Yeah, of course.
Not that well. 11.
11. You know a little bit. You know the goblin gods are nothing like the typical pantheon or the Lycar or anything like that's commonly accepted. Each tribe kind of has their own that they focus on. Most of them are pretty vicious, and his kind of description is pretty different than what you're used to hearing.
I mean, my experience with most goblin goddesses and gods and effigies usually quite different from what you're describing. This makes this so much more fascinating.
Yeah, so, like, her whole deal is, I don't know, like, getting us to have enough dignity and self-respect to not fucking hate ourselves and be pieces of shit anymore, if that makes any sense. So,
Interesting. Goblins who are self-respecting citizens of society.
oh, no, I don't know if we ever even, like, achieved it or anything, but we were trying, that's for sure. Yeah, like, the coolest thing we probably ever did was like manage to like maintain water genies. I don't know.
That is quite
Not
an impressive
die of
feat.
thirst. Yeah, it was awesome. I got to be like an attendant when we made our journey back across the desert, and like, yeah, if I was a little bit of a dick to you at first, I'm sorry. I'm a little bit jealous because you got the magic, and
No,
yeah.
that's quite alright.
Yeah, that shit was fucking sweet. I wish I could have been a mage.
Well, these things can be learned if you study and dedicate enough of your time to it.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work.
It is.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd be more than willing to assist you in any way.
I mean, let's see how like our little like quick journey out of the fucking area goes here, and then like, yeah, if we end up like sticking to the road together for a while, yeah, I'd appreciate someone like you teaching me a few tricks.
Of course. I mean, anything to help out, anyone that I can.
Let me ask you something. Why didn't you use your magic to cheat at the dice game earlier?
There was no need. I mean, I don't feel like I was being cheated.
Yeah, but you could have like won a shit ton of money.
I don't think it's the right way to meet people, first off.
All right, that's a good point. All right. Well, anyways, yeah, if you ever have any more questions about like goblin stuff, it's actually kind of nice to talk about it because I mean, I'm literally like I had to stab the last guy from my fucking tribe. You know what I mean? I'm crying because I'm like drunk. I'm talking about having to kill the last goblin.
I'm just gonna like pat him. Like it's fine, my friend. I know goblin life is difficult.
And as you continue talking, it's getting pretty late. You see sort of a lot of the patrons kind of filing out for the night. The festivities will continue tomorrow and so on for the rest of the week, but at least the initial celebration seems to die out as the firecrackers become more sparse and the sort of quiets down. The band starts playing quieter tunes outside.
Hey, watch this. Can I roll for sleight of hand?
Okay, to what?
To throw some lit firecrackers behind the band and then dip back.
Yeah.
You have mage hand, right? Someone?
No, not yet.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be I would say that's a stealth check.
Oof.
But you don't have plus to it.
Yeah,
You're
it's still
goblin.
+6. Yeah, I'm still good. Okay, let's try it. If I get caught, I'm gonna get beaten to death with a tuba. Let's.
Oh my god.
I think you got this.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay, so you're pretty sneakily, kind of deftly, like watch this, and kind of creep past Turgan around the door, kind of crack the window just a little bit, and you're right behind them, and you have the firecrackers in your hand and a match. How do you want to do that?
How do you want to do?
As they all explode and die horribly. No, I'm kidding.
Do them have tubas?
No,
like brass instruments.
It seems to be like a string quartet. They all have either lutes or lyres or like a violin.
All right, then like right in the middle of them, right in front of them, drop it and then just dip back down.
Okay. As you kind of light it, just drop it out the window, close the window quickly, and kind of run back over. A few seconds pass, and Turgan's just sort of looking at you, and then looking at the window, and looking at you, and then just just like the music just immediately goes completely off key, as you can see through the window. Them like frantically jumping off stage. It's just these like sparks are flying up.
Beautiful. Yeah. All right. I don't know if like you're into like practical jokes or being a total fucking bag of dicks, but that's kind of my gig. You know, we haven't seen the last of those things coming out of that fate portal, though, right? Like they're coming back tonight.
I'm almost sure that.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably find a place to stash myself to sleep down here. It's kind of like keep watch tonight.
I will be upstairs in the balcony.
All right. If you hear like wild and cowardly screaming in the middle of the night, that's me, and any help would be greatly appreciated.
Definitely. Lance, I guess like I'm gonna wait, like stay up as long as I can and wait till there's kind of no foot traffic anymore. Like everything has kind of died down in the tavern.
Thanks,
Mhm.
bud.
Yep.
And then I'm going to cast alarm. I'm going to do the alarm ritual door.
Fuck yes.
Okay, and are you setting it just to go off for those particular things, or?
Well, I was under the interpretation that alarm was just like if anything walked into there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Do you want it to be anything? You mean your door of your room, or the door of the entire tavern?
The door of the tavern. That's why I wanted to wait until like.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah. As everything kind of dies down about like 1:32 ish, and like the last person sort of scuttles their way out, and you can make your way over there and kind of do that. You sort of set your string that quickly disappears into nothing across the door.
It just fizzles into sparks and just.
Yep.
It makes a 20-foot cube.
Yep.
I'm gonna just settle into a corner, prop up, and
And then I'm going to go back upstairs and kind of pore over my book and try to read and understand why I'm a little more limited than I should be.
Okay. And then, Dog, since you're trying to stay up at least a little bit, give me a perception check.
okay. Ten plus. God damn it. 0. Yeah.
Okay. As you sort of sit down there, every once in a while, sort of peeking out the window and keeping an eye on the portal and the door. Nothing seems to happen. There's the faint sort of humming of the portal. It's hard to stay awake as it keeps just sort of lulling you to sleep. It's very like repetitive, like almost like ocean waves just repeating.
A terrible card, Dog.
But regardless, you all have a night's rest and you awake to morning sunshine as the raucous sort of celebration almost immediately picks up once the sun reaches over the trees and you can hear people just clamoring through the streets. It's not as dense yet, but there's already people going out and talking to the traders and shops getting popped back up.
Okay, was I I assume I was able to clean up, but was I able to like repair or wash my like outfit at all, or do I need to like get that done? Or I assume I should have basic like sewing abilities.
Yeah, so there would be like a wash bucket in the room for you to kind of rinse everything off. As far as sewing the cut back together, that would just be a general dexterity check, I would say, since you don't have like a sewing kit necessarily. Just to sort of use what you have on hand to try to fix it.
Do you want me to roll?
Yeah, just a general dexterity check.
Well, isn't this a nice inn?
Yeah, it's a very nice inn.
Wouldn't it have a sewing kit in the room, Lance?
No. I'm saying she's using it with what she has. She doesn't have a sewing kit. That's literally something you can pick when you make your character.
Oh, but wouldn't there be one in the room?
No, but like string isn't.
A shitty hotel joke.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
sorry.
Yeah, just a d20 plus your dex.
Every room has a Necronomicon in the nightstand.
Where did this get
Okay, before I do this though, I probably wouldn't have been able to like drop my garments off at night, so I'd have to do it like this morning, right?
Yeah, you'd probably have to find someone to professionally clean it and fix it if you really wanted to get it done
Okay,
well.
so for 12, I at least like washed the blood out.
Yeah, there's a faint like hint of a stain, but it's not as obvious unless someone was really looking for it, and you're able to kind of sew the cut together. Okay, it's kind of patchwork like your parents do when they don't want to buy you new jeans, but it's functional.
Okay, so it'll service for
Yeah.
the meantime.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm like freshened up, and I guess I'm gonna head down for breakfast.
Okay. As you sort of head down into the main chamber, it's just sort of Tip, sort of preparing everything for the day. Just a bunch of kind of empty, clean glasses across the bar. It's relatively empty. There's a few patrons that are also up for breakfast, sort of talking in the booths and the tables. Everyone's a little groggy, a little hungover, and you see a sleeping goblin kind of in the far corner by the window.
At this
Is there
point,
like a table near him? Sorry.
Yeah, he's literally in a booth. Yeah.
Okay, then I'll sit there if that's where the window is.
Yep.
At this point, I guess I'll come down from the balcony where I kind of fell asleep upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming
And-
I'm in like a heap in the corner still with like a fucked up disguise. By the
Yeah, like all your makeup is run. Yeah, all your makeup's run. Your hair is just like all like flattened on one side.
wow.
It's still on. It's not looking nearly as good though.
I'm thinking to myself like, huh, she sure had a wild night.
And
Come
Turgan,
down.
yeah, mhm.
Yeah, I'm coming downstairs. I'm guessing, do they have like coffee or an equivalent?
They do have some coffee. It pretty much all the coffee on this part of the continent's the same. It's like a Lacarian brew, since the only place the beans really grow well is in the jungles down there.
Well, I'll take it, and I'll take like breakfast as well.
Okay, yeah, and his, the tip sort of nods to you, and the waiter sort of begins going to the back. You can like hear just dishes clattering in the back as they're preparing dishes. You'll be just a moment. We'll bring it to your table. Just find somewhere to sit.
Appreciate it. I find Lilith and Dog and make my way over.
Yeah. Sort of.
Yeah, somebody gonna like kick me awake or something?
Well,
I'm not.
very peaceful sleeping, Goblin.
Okay.
I'll like kind of sit next to him, so like he feels like the differentiation in like the comforter, I guess, like or
Yeah, just a little cushion on the seat kind of shifts a little bit, and it's
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure goblins are like really light sleepers.
it just
Yeah, like it would kind of pop you away.
yeah, immediate panic.
Pulling knives out. Get away, you fuck!
Oh my god.
Good morning, Turgan.
Morning to you. I see you did some work on your kind of breastplate.
Well, that's leather, so I probably wouldn't risk trying to sew that.
Yeah, just sort of the cloth that covers it.
Great opening line there, Turgan. It's not like everybody was making you out for the creepy old guy already or anything.
As
Is
dog
he
as dog sort of rolls over and is just laying there, just hung over.
Coffee.
I just like push
just,
my
like,
cup
wave
over to
another
him.
one. Yeah. I wait for the waiter to bring like another cup, besides the one I'm already getting.
As he sort
Did
of
you get a good night's sleep?
No,
Me or him?
I feel like shit.
I'm talking to Turgan.
Oh, thanks a lot.
I'm fantastic. I think Dog didn't have the best night.
Dog, I'm sure you'll be better once you have your coffee.
It was great until I went to sleep.
We did stay up for a good while, and he told me about his people and the goblins. It was quite interesting.
Yeah, he's a pretty nice guy. He's not a creepy old guy, even though he was just talking about your breastplate.
What was
Noticing
your
that it
favorite
was-
part of
Oh.
last night's discussion?
Oh, well, kind of went into detail that his people would kind of capture water gins to satiate their lives in the desert. I found that most interesting. It's extremely difficult to grab hold of any sort of types of those creatures.
Yeah, we used to have a bunch of them until we started fucking up. And then the last guy that you knew how to like keep him contained kind of like died. So yeah, that's basically why we came over here. But I don't know. I've never had anybody take such an interest in my like history or my people before. I gotta say, man, that was kind of like moving. Made me really uncomfortable. Disgusting humies.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean you uncomfortable.
Oh no, I didn't mean to like bust your balls. I just don't know how to like. Just shut up. Let's move on here. I need some fucking coffee.
yeah. About this time, Ferric, you awake as well to the smell of bacon and roasting coffee.
Bacon.
Do goblins eat bacon?
Oh, he's muted.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Turgan,
Or like kosher or
But-
something?
but-
you didn't wake me up, which means you didn't use the room.
No, I did not.
That shit was fucking expensive, buddy.
To be fair, the ever-present threat of a Fey portal in the center of
How much did you
Right,
spend on the
like,
room?
fuck the Fey portal. I spent 10 gold on that shit.
Listen,
To be fair, it was the most comfortable bed you've slept in like
Listen here,
ever.
partner, I don't give a fuck about no comfort. I'm talking about comfort in living and money.
Do I need to do a history check or anything to remember exactly how much it costs for Lilith's?
Oh, God.
Oh no, it was 10 gold. You know how much it was.
And well, is the waiter here now or not?
Yeah, about this point, as like Ferric sort of shuffles into the booth, the waiter sort of comes back with another kind of large wooden pitcher full of coffee, as well as a platter of just some bacon and bread and other basic kind of sausages, basic breakfast foods.
Excuse me, my good man. I have a question.
Oh yeah, of course.
I know it's a bit odd, but would you know where to find any lodestones in the area?
What stones?
Lodestones, usually meant for magical incantations.
No, not personally. The college is on the aisle to the south. You could ask there. They might know something, but
He asked the guy that brings him a platter of sausages if he knows where to find lodestone.
no, it's flattering, really. But no, I'm not the magical knowledge type. But yeah, the college to the south, they do all kinds of whatever there.
I think he's trying to tell you he's not gay.
I understand that, dog. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. I got you.
Did
Yes,
you know
dog, you are
someone?
quite the master.
Would you know someone who does know? Would the owner of this establishment maybe know, or in any of that sense?
Oh well, Tip's pretty well connected, but now you'd have to speak to him yourself. I don't know. I just work here.
I figured. All right. Thank you very much. I'll go and speak to Tip.
Yeah, no problem. Any more coffee? Well, there's your pitcher. Never mind.
Keep it for.
I'm just gonna grab the pitcher.
Okay.
I'm gonna go speak to Tip.
Okay. Yeah.
So is Ferric sitting?
Yeah, I assume so. Yeah. Unless he's just standing there drinking coffee.
Because
Hmm,
he's either standing or he's sitting next to me.
he's sitting.
I haven't sat down yet. I'm literally
Ooh.
standing there chugging
Oh, this
a
is
pitcher
so
of fucking
cute.
coffee.
It's so cute.
And then I'm gonna
He's
hand
so
Dog
scared.
the empty pitcher of coffee, and then I'm gonna sit down.
Don't be
Okay.
nervous, buddy. Hey, we're both the dogs, right? Right? He seems to treat you similar to how Lilith treats me, completely indifferent. You know, go sleep on the floor kind of shit. Of course, you got the bed last night, didn't you? You still managed to bitch about it, though. What are you doing?
Dude, that was a 10 gold bid. I don't know how I feel about that.
Wasn't it his goal?
No, that was my goal.
Why are you paying for the bed if he hired you?
Because technically he didn't hire me. The league hired me. We're just working together, and I'm not a piece of shit.
Did they give you, like, some sort of, like, stipend?
There's
or
no
something?
company credit card, no.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Jesus Christ.
It's early. Everybody's grumpy.
You shut me down
So,
so much.
so Turgan, you're gonna approach Tip.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I see. Sort of there. Bags
Is
under
he
his
moving
eyes.
Is he going up there by himself?
This moment, yeah.
Okay.
Good morning, my
Yep.
fellow man.
Morning.
Anyways,
Hello, fellow human.
yes. I also like human music.
That says an interesting good morning, but morning.
long night. Anyways, point being is, do you know where I can find lodestones?
I don't know what that is. Sounds magic, I guess. Is sort of looking at you for reassurance.
I mean, if it wasn't a dead giveaway, I'm a man with a mechanical. Yes, I.
Okay, that's fine.
You're going way out of his way to convince you that he's a human.
The only thing about that, I mean, that's mostly elvish business. There is the local college, so they could help you perhaps, but,
How far away would that be?
well, we're on the,
It's been a while since I've been in the city.
we're on the center aisle. If you head out early or late in the evening as things sort of die down, foot traffic shouldn't be too bad. Maybe an hour by foot. But it's on its own island, so you have to sort of do a wraparound if you've never been here before.
It's been a while for me, but so it'd be an hour on foot as of right now, or later at night.
If you headed right now, it'd probably be about an hour. I don't know that the professors are in yet, but they'll be there probably by the time you arrived.
I just need to procure some magical accoutrement.
Yeah, well, that would be the place to ask, of course. You can't miss it. It's on its own sort of isle in the river. It just has one bridge. You access it through the high cliffs, which is sort of the ritzy neighborhood.
Alright, well, thank you very much, Tip, and good morning to you. And I just turn around and make my way past the table. I'm going to stop at the table really quick and be like, I need to stop by the college. Take me about 2 hours. Are all of you staying here?
Going for magic stuff?
Yes.
No, that sounds cool.
Yeah,
I wanna
that
go.
sounds badass.
I would like you all to give me a perception check.
All three of us?
All four of you.
Okie dokie.
11.
Isn't that the thing that DMs always say right before a bunch of shit goes down?
Yes.
You didn't realize till just now, but the end is on fire. No.
Empty room? Health drops?
I wasn't sure if that's the
Auto
thing.
save?
That's like a meme.
It is a meme, pretty much. You got it. But I got a natural 20.
You got 18.
As you're sort of
8.
as some of you are sort of engrossed in the conversation, and Turgan in particular, as you sort of go back to the table and are talking, and Ferric sort of like, oh no, that sounds nice. You hear the door kind of open behind you, and you see a pretty grizzled, older, pretty tan for a dwarf kind of come in, kind of scan the room, and then just go find a table by himself in the corner.
That sure is one handsome fella.
Ferric, I think that's our man. This trip to the Mage College might have to be put on hold.
We'll return momentarily, you two. We have some business to attend to.
You guys are just gonna go grab him and leave us here, aren't you?
No.
I'm done grabbing anything of any men after last night. Thank you very much.
You know what, dog? To
Thank you.
ensure that I definitely come back, and we get you both.
No, you're fine, dude. You ain't bullshitting me on nothing.
I know. I mage hand my pipe and hand it to him.
Okay.
I will come back for this.
Is it loaded?
Of course.
Is this thing loaded?
Always.
Thank you.
Okay.
I may make my way over.
All right. As you sort of approach, he at first doesn't notice, and then sort of double takes and just sort of like looks back down to the table, and just sort of ignores you for a second. Fucking sit down.
I take a seat and gesture Ferric to sit with me.
I shall take a seat.
Just the two of you?
Is that a problem?
No, just curious is all. You see him just sort of scanning the room, like, and just he makes eye contact with you and then sort of passes beside you and kind of keep an eye on everybody in the tavern.
Can I roll to go into
Into what?
stealth, like into hiding?
What, you want to like hide under the table at the booth?
No, I just want to like start like
Sneak his
you
way
know,
over.
like when you're a kid and you're trying to like sneak back like up on your parents and like sitting at a table or something like that. I want to do like that shit, except I'm a guy and I'm in a bar and you get where I'm going with this?
I mean, yeah. Give me a stealth check.
Okay. Oh my god!
Not the best.
He's just crawling across open floor.
9.
Yep. As you sort of look at Lilith and just sort of slink out of the booth, you immediately see the dwarf just look over and make eye contact with you.
I immediately picture like him just like as a kid, like just like sliding down the
Under the table.
and then like going into like the fucking Emperor's New Groove like crunk when he's like sneaking out of the city making his own theme music.
Yeah.
And then the entire time there's just puffs of smoke from the pipe.
Yeah, exactly.
And my bare hands are going across the floor, and then with my left hand I hit a cold front and it's really gross. No, seriously though, please, like, I just want to just casually crawl across the middle of the floor. Just get in the general area behind the guy. Just chill. That's all I'm doing.
He's just watching you as you move the entire time.
And I'm sorry, is something bothering you at all?
Yeah, you see this shit?
Unfortunately, I see that shit.
What is this goblin doing? Is that a goblin? It's got makeup on.
I don't. Yeah.
Cross-dressing?
I realize my cover's been blown and I'm trying to sell it that I'm just a crazy person. I'm just gonna keep crawling and making noises. I'm just going. I'm just crawling away now.
Let's just ignore that, whatever it is. Just you have information for us, right?
Yeah, just hey, let's just wait this out real quick. And he's just sort of waiting for the goblin to either get wherever the fuck he's going, or move away, or something.
I'm crawling off towards the door, like I'm crawling out of the door into the street.
Start fucking barking.
Oh my god.
I'm outside, and the door is closed. I'm just gonna sit against the wall and be relieved that he didn't confront me. And I'm just sitting outside now. Okay.
Okay. As he sees you, his eyes never leave you, and as you cross and the door closes, he just sort of like, well,
Whatever that goblin's smoking, I would like some of it.
yeah, you and me, you and me both. And as this is sort of settling down, the waiter sort of approaches the same gentleman from your table, who sort of looks at the two of you and is like, oh, you switch tables. Oh, that's fine. What can I get you, sir? Some ale, I guess. Okay, no problem. He just sort of like steps off for a bit. And he's like, all right, so what information did you want?
We're looking for information on Russo. I think you want. Well, no need to play coy with us.
Yeah, but what kind of information is what I'm asking?
Whereabouts, last known, where is he? Do you know where he is?
Specifically, no. I know he came through here. He
I think
contracted.
everyone in their, close associates know they came through here. There's no one else really to go after what happened in Solon.
Wait, what are you talking about?
What do you mean? What am I talking about? Have you been to Solon recently?
Yeah, but what
In the
the
last 6 months?
yeah, but what the fuck's Russo got to do with that?
He was there in Solon.
Oh, well,
He's a chief suspect for what happened in Solon.
no, I wasn't aware of that. So, but yeah, I mean, sorry to hear that. I don't know his exact whereabouts, but I have an idea of where he might be heading, which I'm willing to impart to you. Okay. Alright, well, and he sort of eyes the room again. There's a person I want you to get. So, you see him sort of a little shook up, but he's keeping a strong face. Just, her name is Theresa Dawn. She's a friend of mine, and she was taken. I just want you to get
By who or what?
local gang, jackboots. There's a run-in at a bar, and she was one of the ones they took. I just want you to get her out so I can get the fuck out with her, hopefully. That's it. That's all I want. I just don't know where she is.
Where was her last known? Where was she taken?
A tussle, bar across town. It's, well, hold on, what the fuck? Oh, sorry. I had to find it in my notes. I was like, where'd it go?
Yeah.
Tavern, a little bit of a walk around here. It's on the western side. It's called the Last Tankard.
Alright. And these jackboots, they operate where? And they operate outside of town, in town?
Well, that's the thing, is as far as I know, just in Turin, they're mostly on the western side. There's a bit of turf war at the moment. But yeah, so it's
Who are the sides on either side? Is it jackboots, and what is the other criminal element?
he sort of scans the room again as he like goes to pull at his sleeve, and then right then a waitress sort of comes back over, and she doesn't say anything, just sort of leans over and slides him his drink and sort of walks off. Sort of like looks at her and looks at the drink and kind of continues, pulls his sleeve back, and you see there's a tattoo on his forearm of a dagger crossed with a skeleton key. I'm Brotherhood. We mostly are on the eastern side, but these new gang kind of popped up in recent years, and it's been an ongoing ordeal. But every once in a while, they find someone or something they like, and it disappears. And she was one of them. As he sort of begins to just drink the ale.
Well, clearly this means a great deal to you. So, I guess let's call it an accord. We do this for you, and you give us all relevant information on Rousseau and his crew of mercenaries and the Ironbound.
Yeah, I can. As he's sort of talking, you notice his hands shaking a little bit, and there's like a faint trickle of blood out of one of his ears.
I knew it. And like immediately I grabbed the tankard from him, and like I tell Ferric, be like, hold him, I call over to the waitress
and do a medicine check on him.
Yeah, you can do a medicine check.
I yell over to the waitress, be like, salt and water, lots of salt, lots of water, right now, he's dying.
As you look around, there is no waitress, just the waiter from before.
Bitch!
As he's like, yeah, of course, and he just runs to behind the bar. Tip looks kind of confused and kind of slides him across some water and salt.
Eric, hold his mouth open right now.
Okay.
I'm literally like pouring all this shit down his throat, like to the point where he regurgitates, and like when he's about to, I jam my metallic hands down his throat to make him like throw up.
It's fucking metal.
Okay, as you're doing this, oh yeah, what was your medicine check? Sorry.
15.
15. He's showing the effects of some kind of paralytic poison.
Some type of paralytic poison.
Yeah, as you're kind of moving him, that seems to be the only movement that's happening. Everything else is just perfectly still as he's sitting there just eyes wide, kind of watching this happen as you're like forcing him to throw up. And Dog, I'd like you to roll a perception check as you're outside.
Barking at the moon.
Yeah, am I still barking on all fours right now?
That's up to you.
Yeah, that's
Okay, I would like to like still be like playing like a crazy person. Well, I don't think I have a plus.
On perception, so 12?
No.
Okay. As you're sort of out there, just sort of like right outside the door, passerby sort of just looking at you and kind of moving past, kind of going wide. You notice two of them pretty well-dressed gentlemen just push past you, ignoring you completely into the bar.
Okay.
And Lilith, you kind of see them enter from your booth. They appear to be... there's 3 of them. There's 2 of them are human, one a bit older than the other. Pretty well dressed. You can see the faintest hints of the one walking in front has sort of leather kind of tucked under this pretty nice collared red shirt, black linen slacks, and from like the knee down there's just this large kind of black buckled military boot on all 3 of them. And the third shortest one seems to be a older dwarf in just leather armor. Nothing really fancy about him, just kind of a grizzled black short beard.
Oh my god.
And then he comes in. Oh, Grim. What are you doing on this side of who's this? And sort of just kind of eagerly comes up, slides a chair up next to you as you're standing like pouring this down his throat, and just sits there and just sort of casually just kind of watching the 3 of you.
I assume you had a hand in this, possibly? Like, as I'm, like, literally, like, fingers like in this guy's mouth.
Can you get a doctor?
They want to kill him, Ferric.
How could I have done this? I just got here. And he sort of leans back in the chair, kind of props his feet up on the table.
Can we get a doctor then?
Oh, he'll be... What was that? Oh, sorry. There's Discord.
Oh, that was just brutal the way Stricken said that.
He just sort of looks at you. He's like, if you'd like to go get a doctor, more power to you. It just seems he had something rough to eat. You look terrible, Grim. Just sort of like leaning in.
If you came here to settle some bullshit dispute, probably now's not the time.
Oh, it seems the perfect time. He's not talking back. Oh, yeah, not so high and mighty on this side of town, are you?
And you think you're so high and mighty because you have some type of facade power, right? You think because you can enforce over these people, you think you're better?
It's not a facade.
The man is dying and you're here gloating.
Yeah, well, people die.
That is a facade of power if I've ever seen it.
Can I quietly get up and walk out amidst this chaos?
Okay, yeah. You can just sort of walk out the door.
Is he not puking at all?
No, he is puking, but he's still kind of like frozen in place. So you're assuming you got it out, but some of it kind of took. It'll fade quicker most likely, but
Yeah. I just like kind of like retract him back into his seat and like stand in front, I guess, of him between these guys and his table.
oh, I don't. He just sort of like has his like arms open. Like, I don't know what your problem is with me. I just got here.
No, but the assassin you sent as the woman waiter clearly had something to do with it. Would you like a drink of his, maybe?
Oh no, I don't drink in the mornings. Not my type.
Oh, well, I insist, my friend, and I walk closer to him with the gagged up, nasty mechanical hand that I have with the drink in it, like putting my fingers in the drink. Be like, please.
As he sort of stands up, kicks the chair back, and just puts his hand on the blade. And he's like, I don't know who the fuck you are.
And I don't know who the fuck you are, so how about you up and out of this fucking establishment before I have to get nasty myself?
Oh, you seem to be mistaken. This is my establishment. This is my turf.
I don't give three shits whose turf this is. As far as I'm concerned, I can wipe my metal hand all over my ass and spoon feed it to you.
And with that, he sort of lets out a whistle, and the other two draw their scimitars.
I immediately go to stab one of them.
Okay, go ahead and roll for initiative.
So now that I'm outside with Dog, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, there is some
Just initiative?
crazy
Yeah, just initiative.
shit happening in there.
What,
Natural 20.
What's happening?
Okay, go ahead and place it. I marked all of your initiatives so you know which one is yours.
Well, would it be like 30 since it's natural 20? Sorry.
We're doing initiative a little bit different. It's gonna be 20 plus your initiative still. So you still rolled the highest possible, but add your initiative modifier. So it'd be like 22 or 23 or whatever it is.
22, yeah.
So they tried to fucking poison a guy. Theric or Turgan made him puke all over the place. That I'm like looking back in, looking back at, and now there's fucking swords drawn. So if you
Yes.
wanna get in there,
I think we kind of have to at this point. Like,
Oh,
we know
okay.
their names now. It's kind of like,
That dog.
yeah.
you really miss our old
That
crew.
dog. See what I did? Yeah, I kind of do. Shut up.
Oh,
I've been
alright.
alone for 4 years.
Alright, get
Mascara's
the
running
fuck
like
in
the last of it.
Lance,
is going
before-
on. Yeah.
Before he like straight up stabs the motherfucker, I'm gonna throw the drink at these people and maybe have like the residual poison take heat on their like face or eyes or whatever.
Okay.
So, is this a 1 or 2 story play?
It's 2 stories, but only 1 story is showing on this battle map.
Okay, so there's no way to like climb like into like a window and then like land up here or anything like that, or
You could do an acrobatics check. You could do an acrobatics check to climb up to the balcony, run through, and then come down the stairs if you want to do that.
Yeah, I would like to do an acrobatics, and then like once I get up there, I want to do a stealth check as well to like go into hiding and like creep. That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. So go ahead,
Okay.
go ahead and give me an acrobatics check. You and Lilith are not in initiative order yet, simply because you are outside and not involved directly yet.
Got. Yeah. So like, we're just gonna agree that we do actually need to help them because we like met.
Yes.
And, okay. So like, are you just gonna like nod at me and then I'm just gonna like go scurrying up this side of this building?
Uh-huh.
Or... Okay.
All right. So give me an acrobatics check.
And I fall off the
Yeah,
fucking building.
you look at her, nod with confidence, and go to leap, grab onto one of the vines, and it immediately falls, and you just collapse onto your back outside.
I'll just use the door, and I'm gonna get back to my feet and go with Lilith through the door.
All right, so y'all won't be on this first round, but you'll come in on the second.
Got it.
Okay, so let me go ahead and roll initiative for them.
That worked out better than I could have hoped. It fit my character, like.
Perfect. You're still sobering up. It's okay.
Yeah. Look like shit. I look like a little midget old gray.
Okay, so top of the order, Turgan, you get to go first. So you're gonna improvised weapon, try to throw poisoned ale onto them or onto him.
As my bonus action, I guess, or no?
It would be an action since you're doing that instead of preparing a cast or anything. If you want to do it, you don't have to do it, but yeah.
Do it.
Dude, we've heard this guy say maybe 3 things, and I fucking hate him. My character wasn't even there. I fucking hate this guy.
Yeah, this guy can be paralyzed for any amount of time. That's fine by me.
So yeah, I'm just gonna basically throw the drink into his face and maybe get into some orifices there.
Okay, so give me I'm gonna say give me a general dexterity check, just so you can actually hit him.
Big bucks, no whammies.
Oh.
Son of a bitch.
Oh shit balls.
Fucking
It wasn't a 1.
dexterity check. It would be a 5.
Okay, so as you rear back and just toss this thing of ale, he just as he kicks this chair out and stands up, he just sort of ducks out of the way, draws his scimitar, and just looks at you. You still have a bonus action and movement, and you're not currently locked in combat. There's a chair between the closest one.
I'm going to.
And the green die is Grim, by the way.
Yeah. I'm going to hold my position.
Okay. So it is now their turn.
Damn it.
So really quick, just could we get a recap? Like Strickett just straight up stabbed this guy in the throat.
No, I didn't get it.
No, there's no surprise round. There was literally 3 of them just watching all of you at this table. There was no surprise round.
But I just wanted. Oh, I'm going ham on this guy, Lance. The long sword is out.
Oh boy. Okay. This one's gonna rush up to you. This one is going to kick over the chair and get onto you. And this one's gonna just jump up on the table because he's a twat.
Yeah, you vain son of a bitch.
Alright, so the one nearest to Ferric is gonna try first.
Try me, motherfucker.
You're so vain.
Try me, bitch.
You probably get in a fight on a table.
And what's your AC?
15.
Okay. As he kind of rushes to you and swings the scimitar, you just parry it with the long sword out. As he just sort of looks back, kind of surprised. And
Guess what?
Riposte.
You're gonna riposte? Go for it.
Yeah, you can. As a reaction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go for it.
Embrace your inner angsty teenager and yell at him. The high ground is overrated as you stab him in his sternum.
Nope. Yeah, as you try to parry it out of the way and swing back, he also sort of jumps back just a bit, and you both miss, and just sort of looking at each other. Alright, so the one on the ground next to you, Turgan, is going to swing at you.
Go for it.
Oh my god. You rolled a nat 20.
Oh.
So that is...
His time has come.
Nah, not yet.
As a reaction, I am going to cast shield though, so I will boost my AC to 19.
You picked the wrong one.
You're...
Wait.
So that first hit will hit, but because it lasts for the entirety until my
Yeah,
turn.
so when that guy the next guy swings at you. Yeah, I gotcha.
Uh,
Okay, so it's gonna be 5 slashing damage
Okie dokie.
as he just sort of leaps across the chair, kicking it out of the way, and just slashes at you as you have you're still kind of in the position from throwing the mug. And then the one on the table, who is rather cocky, is gonna swing at you as well. And he misses because of shield.
Yep, my
With-
AC is 19.
And cocky.
He's gonna swing again. Misses. He's gonna swing his last attack. And misses because of shield.
I literally just like look at him as it's just like doom, 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 off my like my arcane shield and be like, and this gives you power over me?
Okay, he just sort of he's sort of surprised, but he has the look of confidence still. And so that is their turn. So now we are on Ferric.
For one of my actions, I want to take Grim in his chair
Mm-hmm.
and like,
With a table, you mean?
no, he's in the
No,
chair.
he's on the chair right there.
Is this the top of round 2, or is this just Ferrix at the bottom of?
Ferric's at the bottom. You're gonna roll initiative right after Ferric's turn.
I just want to
Jesus.
like slide his chair to safety.
Okay, just sort of swing him around as he just very stiff plank board kind of like flies around the side and just sort of shift him behind you. Okay.
And then take a step in now that the chair's gone,
Okay.
and go to stab the main dick hole
Okay. Go ahead.
Stab him
with
right in that
action
dick hole.
search because I used my first action
Mhm.
to move the guy.
Yep.
Oh, it's sounding, dog. I think it was Beck that got my reference.
15.
15. This is on the guy on the table.
Yeah.
It is not hit.
Son of a bitch. Why does everybody's AC so fucking high?
As you go to swing at him, he reacts and parries you.
Oh.
Alright, so that is your turn. So now, Dog and Lilith, go ahead and roll initiative for me.
So that's why his AC was so
I don't know if I really constitute much of a lady anymore, so you should go first.
What, for rolling initiative?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to buy myself time while I finish loading this. I'm sorry.
Alright, I think that's
Load
a
that bowl.
7. And
Well,
then
I talk
I
about
have plus 3.
It's on your sheet. I added it plus 3, so 10. And you're the purple. So go ahead and move, or I can do it for you since. There you go. And then go ahead, Dog. Oh, 1. What's your initiative?
4.
Four.
Plus 4.
So you're
five.
Yep. So you're
At least I got that one out of the way here.
All right. So top of the round, Turgan, as your shield fades after taking 3 hits that luckily didn't make contact, you're surrounded on 2 sides as Ferric sort of pushes up beside you, longsword drawn.
I'm going to magic missile dickhead on top of the table.
Okay.
All 3 blasts are going into him.
Go ahead and roll damage.
That altogether made it sound like a magic penis spell.
It might as well be because this guy's a faggot.
So 3d4 damage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 4, 5, 8 damage.
Damage.
I would destroy it.
This dude's an asshole.
All right. So as all 3 hit, and you see it just sort of cling into his leather armor, sort of melting away the red shirt that was covering it. He just sort of looks at you, kind of twirls the scimitar, and just maintains eye contact.
Cool.
Alright.
And then I'm going to break contact with, and they can get both their swings of opportunity on me.
Okay. So, guy on the table's gonna go first. Your AC is what, 14?
Yes.
So that hits.
Was shield?
Sh-
still active.
sh-
Oh,
sh-
this
no,
is the new
it's-
round.
yeah.
My turn.
Yeah. Yep. So that is 6 slashing damage.
Cool. I got 1 health.
Oh my god. And the other one's gonna swing, and he misses.
Hooray.
Thank God.
So I'm
Christ,
going
he's getting
to-
mauled.
So how far do you want to move?
My full 30, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Actually, no, hold on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
So you're right at the door?
Yep.
Okay. That is your turn. Alright, so onto their
Try me, bitch. I'll take on all three of you.
Yeah, onto this turn, that is what's gonna happen is they see you flee wounded. They assume you're fleeing. So they push onto Ferric. And the first guard is going to, well, he's listed as guard, but you know. And that misses. The second Lobby. And your AC is 15?
Yes, sir.
That hits. That is 7 slashing damage.
Oh fuck.
Good.
And then Big Boy's,
More than okay.
yeah, and then Big Boy's gonna take his 3 swipes.
Come on, bub. Hang tight.
Miss. Miss. That's cocked. Cocked again. Fucking keyboard. And that also misses. Holy shit.
I'm talking
Fuck
about.
yeah,
Okay.
dude.
So you take one slash as this barrage of swings come at you. You parry the first 3 from the guy on the table, who's just sort of stepping forward across the table, getting closer and closer. The one on the left swings and it just catches your blade and you shimmy it off. The one on the right manages to just get a hit in on your unguarded side.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Okay.
So
That pisses me off, so... Oh wait, no, it's Hillary's turn. That's what she
yep.
does.
So now
Well,
Lilith.
Wouldn't you be able to do your reaction or no?
No, I can
He
only do
used
that
it.
once for
Yeah.
a short rest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Lilith, you are up.
Okay, I'm going to start with my bonus action. I'm doing this in my voice on purpose.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna cast that on Dog, seeing his dreadful fall. And I'm going to say, come on, you can handle your liquor better than that.
That's your
That's it.
bardic inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So dog, you get 1d6 bardic inspiration,
Now I know why you picked sword dancing.
and that's your bonus action. You still have an action and movement.
Okay.
If I could hold my liquor better than that, I wouldn't have fallen off the goddamn wall.
Okay, so is this red one the
That's the cocky big guy who sort of just like jaunted in.
is he the one who Turgan was talking to?
Yes.
Okay, so
He is the piece of shit.
who's this by the door?
That's Turgan. Why are you moving him?
I'm not meaning to.
I don't like people who jaunt.
So I'm gonna move here-ish
Mm-hmm.
and come on. There we go. I'm gonna cast what the fuck's it called? I'm gonna cast Hideous Laughter on the red guy.
Okay, what's the save on it?
14
14 what?
wisdom. Sorry.
14 wisdom. He makes the save.
God damn it.
What were you gonna say before? Because you have to say something to make him laugh.
Choke on that.
Okay, as he sort of just looks at you and is like, okay, and kind
Not even a
of,
small chuckle.
and not even a chuckle, and just sort of goes back to staring at Ferric, and yeah.
That's the end of my turn.
Yeah.
Bring it.
You have more movement if you want to move more, but otherwise, yep.
Nope.
Okay, so we are on to Ferric now.
I'm gonna turn to the guy who actually managed to connect,
Okay.
and I am gonna try and kill him.
Okay.
12. Oh, looking good for me, boys.
12 total?
Yes.
That hits. Just hits.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Just hits. It just hits.
It just hits.
When you do something right,
And you
you
don't
don't
fuck it up.
fuck it up.
Tron reference. Just do it.
Ooh,
13, no, 12 damage.
12 damage. How do you want to do it on this guy?
Oh, I'm just lopping his head off and then turning back to the
Okay, so as he swipes and catches you on the side, you immediately kind of shift everybody else's blades away and just swipe across his neck as he just sort of looks at you with surprise, not even reacting at first, and then the head just sort of slides off and he just collapses against the bar.
And then I turn back to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just like Leonidas scream at him, and then I'm gonna use second wind because
Okay.
it's gonna get rough.
You just did a soundbite reference, and it worked.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me roll my d10.
Intimidating shout.
Oh,
that's a big 10.
baby! Oh, I mean, I'm full health.
You're full health. All right. There you go.
Big 10 for second wind.
Oh, okay. And you're gonna stay there.
Yep, I'm staying right there.
All right. So, dog, you are up as you kind of hop up off the ground as Lil sort of pushes past you into the inn again.
Who? Me?
Yep.
It's your turn.
Oh, 1 second. Alright, do I use stealth before I move?
Yeah.
You'd want to be. You have to be hiding behind something for the hide action if that's what you're trying to do.
So can I move and then hide?
Yeah, you can move and then bonus action hide. If you're trying to do sneak attack, they're already within 5 feet.
So I don't need to hide?
Not to get sneak attack on this turn, no, because they're both within
Yeah.
5 feet of Ferric.
Yeah.
That okay.
As long as there's a threatening target like in front of them, like the way the game mechanic works is that they're so concentrated on this person that they're not looking for a
I
small
dig
little
it.
fuck to stab them.
I dig it. And then sneak attack is +6? Or
It's a D6 on damage if you hit.
if I and just on damage. Okay.
Yeah, just on damage.
So,
Who are you gonna try to shoot at?
the minion motherfucker over
Okay.
here.
And you still have your bardic inspiration.
1d10 plus
You
4.
have to roll the hit first.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
that's 2 in a row.
That's not good.
Yep.
Me, probably.
So as you kind of rush in and loose this massive crossbow, on accident, not even really paying attention, he sort of swings back from Ferric and parries it with his blade and sort of looks at his blade and is like, the fuck was that? And kind of goes back to Ferric. You still have your bonus action and your movement, or a little bit of movement left. You have like 15 feet left.
I'm gonna reload my crossbow.
Okay, and you're gonna stay there?
The last of my mascara is one final tear drops to the floor.
Okay. Alright, so top of the round, Turgan, you're up. Severely wounded.
I'm like just kind of like clutching myself, like, oh fuck. Okay. Maybe bit off a little more than I could chew. But I'm going to turn around and be like, I haven't done this in a while, and I go to cast and I will do reckless casting.
Oh god, against who? Or, well, you just have to find out what it is first, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So I gotta roll a d10.
Please don't end up fireballing me.
No, I can't. It's within
know,
a bracket.
I'm just
Yeah. An 8. An 8 is oh wow. An 8's magic missile.
Okay, so go ahead and roll damage. And which one are you hitting?
I'm gonna hit Big Boy on Tom.
Okay.
So 3d4 plus 1 for each dart.
Somebody put a ringer emoticon in the Twitch chat. I think Frickin' was surrounded.
Yeah, reroll the cocked one. Nice.
So that's 5, that's 10, 11 damage.
11 damage?
I'm sorry. 12.
Ah, bitch.
All right, so as the 3 bolts hit once again, as you just kind of begin to mutter you're sort of reading the incantations, not paying attention to what's on the page, just like, I hope this is good, and just the missiles fire, you're like, oh, that worked. So he just sort of recoils again, looking at you from afar, and just sort of like giving that, like, you don't want me to come over there. All right.
Should have finished me when you had the chance.
All right, so with that, it is their turn again. So, little guy is going to take a swing at Ferric.
Try on me, bitch.
That misses.
Fucking damn right it does.
Big guy is going to rush towards Turgan, so you get an attack of opportunity, Ferric.
Oh.
Well, not to interrupt, my girlfriend is watching us.
I was wondering, I figured.
Damn it.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, as he pushes up on Lilith and
no.
Turgan, and he's going to take his 3 swipes at you, Turgan.
And bark at
You bark at him? Okay, and your AC's 14, correct. Yes.
Yep.
That is a miss on the first one. Oh, yep. That's a natural 20.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
One.
Here comes.
Yeah, no, it's not instant. It has to be it's 6 damage, and you just drop to the ground as he just slashes on the second one. And with his third attack, he's going to look over to Lilith, who's the only person within range, who shouted just weird things at him, and he's kind of like, okay.
Choke on it.
Yeah. And that is an unnatural 20. And Lilith, you take 9 slashing damage.
What?
He did an unnatural 20. He didn't crit.
Yeah, you didn't crit.
What? No, why? Lilith took damage?
Yeah, he has 3 attacks. He missed his first one.
Jesus
His second one knocked out Turgan, and with his third one, he
he
swung. No, he's 3.
My bad.
He's a big dick swinging at the knees.
All right, but that is their turn as he kind of looks at you on the ground, just sort of spits. And now we're on to Lilith's turn, who was just struck by the 3rd strike of the scimitar, just across the just sewn part of cloth you worked on this morning.
So now I'm pissed off, not even just because of my shirt, but also because of my failed attack and now getting cut up again.
Suffers
So,
mortal wound in combat. First concern is outfit.
How dare you?
That's badass.
So, I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers on him.
Okay, what's the save on that again?
14 Wisdom.
14 wisdom. He makes it. Alright, you still have your bonus action and your movement.
Alright. I guess I'm gonna move. And I don't.
He will get an attack of opportunity on you if you move out of his range. You can still do it. He doesn't necessarily always hit, but...
But he's
Okay,
pretty
fine.
consistent, I'll tell you that.
He rolls pretty good.
I won't move, but I guess for my bonus action, I will also cast Bardic Inspiration on Ferric, since he's the only other one that's conscious.
Okay, so what are you going to say?
Oh, but
Or do?
As a goblin, I'd like to say that I think we're totally fucked.
as a Hume, I'd like to tell the Gobbo to shut it.
You know, I'm just gonna say, please help me.
Okay, and as
I'm inspired.
at the cries of a beautiful woman sort of looking at you with the pouty eyes, you're like, okay. And you have a D6 inspiration.
Well, fuck me. I can't say no to a charm now, can I?
Yeah, and that's
Is there
your...
an attack of opportunity yet?
It's an attack of opportunity on that guy. Who misses as you gracefully flee away like, I must help.
You're
Dead,
God.
Dylan, you're
So
fresh.
you need to tell me that Ferric just like leaned over this dude who's like trying to kill him with a sword.
Yeah, later, but I got a thing.
I gotta go.
It was nice, but
Have
it
you
really
seen
wasn't.
her, man? Like,
Later.
Smoking hot she is. While like the goblin's like, what the fuck are you
Let
talking?
me roll that bardic inspiration.
yeah.
And did you roll the hit already?
No, I'm gonna roll. Because I'm gonna be using it on this,
Oh, okay,
And add
gotcha.
to it.
I gotcha.
so that I don't forget and don't. Yeah. Is that cocked or?
Yeah, that's cocked.
Yeah, it's cocked.
Barely.
Let me roll it this way. Motherfucker.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering why you rolled inspiration first. As you,
Because I don't like to
yeah, I gotcha.
matter the shit that way.
All good. Yeah, but I always give you these pink die when it's her inspiration, so you know it's all good.
Got you.
But yeah, as you sort of rush up to help, he just sort of casually swings the scimitar over his back and just blocks the blade and sort of brings it back.
Son of a bitch. Fucking Jedi blocked my ass?
Yep. And Dog, you were up as you just watched the wizard. You had a pretty good conversation with the prior knight, just get slashed to the ground, just laying there unmoving, as Lilith also took a cut across the chest.
I'm already reloaded, correct?
Yeah, you reloaded last turn.
Okay. Can I move like back here and
Yeah.
be further than 5 feet
Yeah.
from him so I don't take it? All right. So I'm gonna like shoot him in
Mm-hmm.
the throat, preferably.
Yeah, roll to hit.
Okay.
And you still have your inspiration as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so
And,
you can
and I can add that to the
your
hit
hit.
die, right?
Yeah.
And this counts as a sneak attack, correct?
He's within 5 feet. Yes, it
Uh,
does. If you hit.
Oh,
All right.
it hurts.
You want to roll the inspiration?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
I mean,
No.
Oh wait. Yep. No,
No.
yeah.
Wouldn't even help, even if I got the top.
yeah, if you got
top
6,
cat.
it would be 12.
Yeah.
Top cat.
As you're just sort of shaken, seeing this all break out. What was just a second ago a pretty peaceful morning turned into you falling off of a vine, and now everyone around you is getting cut, and you're just and just fire wide as it just sticks into the end wall.
All right. How
You
much
still-
movement do I have left?
You only used 10 feet, so you still have 20 feet and your
Can I
bonus
close off
action.
this homeboy right here.
Okay. 5, 10. Yeah, you can.
I just want to lock him up so that he's not attacking him in the back. And do I use a bonus action to pull out my daggers or?
No, I don't do that. I hate that rule.
Okay, sweet.
Okay.
Wait. Oh.
What?
What's up, buddy?
What?
That, because I felt bad the other night. Because in our session 0, I threw a hatchet when it wasn't, like, in my hand.
Oh yeah, no. I unless it's like you explicitly are like it's in my backpack, then I'll make you do a thing. But if it's like on your belt, which is what I assumed, it's like you can reach it and pull it. I'm not gonna make you like waste a whole thing on it.
And if you practiced with anything like to the point where you're confident in using it in combat, you're probably gonna be able to like whip it out pretty like
Yeah,
efficiently.
yeah. Over the course of 6 seconds, yeah.
Yeah.
But with that, it's top of the round. So Turgan, give me your death saving throw,
Hooray!
as is tradition with all of Mech's characters.
Yep, pretty much.
Ooh,
That's
that's two successes. All right.
I'm almost back.
All right, now we're on to their turn. So, though, since you just rushed up on that one, who was turning to help his, seemed to be his boss, but he can't. He sees you in front of him. He's gonna swing at you, Dog. Natural 20.
Yeah, I don't care. No, as long as I'm keeping him from stabbing you guys, that's like the most I've done this entire fight. Is just getting stabbed just now.
So that's gonna be 11 slashing damage.
Sweet
Alright.
fuck.
Ugh.
Don't worry, guys, we got this.
Okay.
I believe.
Nothing.
All right, and then big one is gonna attempt to do sort of.
11, right, sir?
No.
Is gonna
Attack me.
attempt to do a flurry. He's gonna do 2 on you, Ferric, and 1 on you, Lilith, as he turns.
Yeah.
So the first
There
one,
we go.
first one on you, Lilith.
You did
Misses.
say 11, right, Lance?
Yes, 11 slashing. As he goes to swing at you, Lilith, and you parry him with your scimitar, and he just sort of like kind of nods and continues his rotation as he begins to swing into Ferric.
What, bitch?
Holy fucking shit! He rolled a natural 20.
What? Fry me.
I found my good dice.
I hate you so much.
Stop using them.
They're the ones you gave me for my wedding.
We played them so you would be good at the game. We didn't think you'd use it to hurt us.
All right. So on the strike, you take 15 slashing damage, and then his third attack.
I am less good than I thought I was.
Yeah, his third attack does miss because of your AC. As he goes to swing the third one, as you're wounded, but you still manage to bring the blade up and just block it.
I am much, much less good than I thought I'd be.
And Lilith, it is your turn again. Yeah. Still an unconscious Turgan to your right. A man just similar to you, just sort of dancing with the scimitar, just parrying both of you at the same time and swinging around.
Alright. Tired of failed spells, I'm gonna try to scimitar strike him.
Okay, roll to hit.
15.
That hits. But... Yep, go ahead. Alright, so 6 damage.
And then for my bonus action, I want to swing again. Do I have to roll to hit again?
Yes, you do have to roll to hit with the second one.
And is that mod?
No, there's no modifier on the damage. You just need to roll to hit. That has a mod. The hit modifier is still there.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, you're good. That does not hit.
Oh.
Yeah, as you strike with the first one, he sort of draws his attention back from Ferric to you, and he's like, okay. And just raises his blade again to stop your second blow.
This is madness.
Alright, and you're gonna...
He's gotta be so fucked up. I hit him with 2 solid fucking bursts of it.
It's hard to tell. He is wearing this kind of red shirt. This and so there might be blood there, but you can't see it.
He's Iron Man. He's Iron Man.
Alright.
Deadpool.
But
See red so they can't see you bleed.
Yeah, with that, Ferric, you were up.
Okay.
So
Prepare for fight.
That hits.
23.
Get him.
D8.
Finish him!
Oh.
7.
7 damage? Okay. Okay. And you still have your bonus action? You gonna do anything? I don't know what I've never had a fighter before, so I'm not sure what opportunities you have, so...
Punch him in the face.
You already used action surge, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
But what do you got?
I could use 2-weapon fighting.
You could. It just has no modifier on the damage. And you would switch from a D8 to, I think, a D6 on the longsword, I believe?
No, longsword is D8 one-handed, a D10.
Oh, it's D8. So, yeah,
I've been using it one-handed.
Okay, I gotcha.
To make use of the duelist feat.
Gotcha.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I'll do 2-weapon fighting from
Alright.
here on out in the fight.
Alright, so roll to hit with the skim. Oh!
Baby!
Alright, so double the dice, but no modifier.
4 damage.
Yeah, it's still something.
Yeah, total. That's like a
Alright.
really good fucking meaty hit on him, dude.
Yeah. So as you strike him with the longsword and then whip out the scimitar very quickly, just as an up slash, he seems slightly surprised at just like the kind of amount of people fighting him right now.
You fucked up, buddy.
Alright, but now we are on to Dog. You're back up.
Come on,
You,
dog.
you just got slashed by this.
Backup combo.
You're the trash man.
Yeah, I'm the trash. Yes, Mac, you are totally digging my character right now. You are picking up what I'm laying down. Alright.
I'm loving this shit.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna. So if I use my bonus action for my secondary, like my second dagger, do I not add the plus to hit?
2-weapon fighting. The bonus action attack doesn't get a modifier on damage. You still get the modifier on the hit.
Okay, sweet. So primary dagger, right? On this
okay.
homeboy.
Go ahead.
And secondary.
11 plus what?
This is +6.
Plus that hits. And then that one hits as well then.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So they both hit. So roll the first one with the modifier and then roll the second one without.
So these are D4 + 4. I'm just going to use the calculator thing. I don't like the 4-sided dice at all.
Yeah, so do 1d4 plus 4 and then 1d4 by itself.
There's 3, and then 1
10 damage total.
Ooh, nice.
Alright. Alright, so this one is...
Stabby.
As you rush up and he hits you once and he's pretty confident you're just a goblin. And then you pull out 2 blades and he's sort of taken back and you just stab. And he's looking...
That's a cross-dressing goblin with mascara.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the intimidation factor as the mascara runs. as
the angry goblin housewife who just kicked in the hotel room door.
As you stab him twice, and he is still standing but severely wounded, and with his hand not wielding a scimitar, he is holding his chest. And you still have movement if you want to move. If not, and
I already used my bonus action. So I'm just gonna make.
Okay, so top of the round, death saving throw.
Come on, baby.
Maybe you get that success.
I cannot believe he's on it.
Can I blow on the dice?
Yes, thank you.
God, come on. That's my fucking boy right
Oh!
now.
Come on, it danced on the 20.
Yeah.
Bonded with this guy.
Alright, 1 fail. So 2 wins, 1 fail.
I've been traveling with him for 6 months. You've had him for 1 night.
Alright.
The only person in years who's asked me who I am.
I'm the only person you talk to goblin up then you goblin.
I'm sorry, I'll miss him too, okay?
As it goes back to their turn, as the one nearest you dog is going to swing at you again while he's clutching his chest.
Fuck this guy.
What's your AC?
16.
16. That misses. Then the big guy's going to take his 3 swipes at Ferric. See, he switched his focus. Your AC's 15. First one hits.
Sir.
That is 5 slashing.
I am unconscious.
Alright.
It was exactly enough damage to knock me unconscious.
So he sort of smirks and then turns to Lilith, who's got both her blades out as well. He's gonna take his other 2 swipes at you. It's a miss.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
And that's a miss as well.
Yes!
And he just sort of looks at you, smiles, and sort of twirls the blades. Alright, and so we're on to Lilith's turn. As you just watch both of your new 2 friends just collapse onto the ground.
I hate... Dude, I just want to point out how much I hate how rapidly this transitioned from them talking to like one guy, then all of a sudden he's like frothing in the mouth, dying from poison, and like 3 other dudes show up and start like pissing in these 2 dudes' faces, and then like Jesus Christ, this is fucking horrible.
Welcome to fantasy.
Okay.
What would you like to do,
I'm
Lilith?
striking with scimitar again.
Alright, roll
Get
to
him.
hit.
Yes!
Natural 20.
Yes!
That hits. Roll for damage.
×2, come on.
No, it's
No, it's unnatural.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah. 7 damage.
7 damage.
7.
Solid.
Please fucking die.
Fantastic.
As you slash him across the chest once again, sort of taken back, you can see, like, you just see all the cuts, and you can see the wounds beneath the shirt, and you're cutting through the leather armor, and you see him spit a little bit of blood out. Just stand still. He's still there. You still have your bonus action and your movement.
I'm gonna swing again. Do I need to move?
You know, you don't have to. I just always remind people because people will just sit there if I don't say something.
19!
That hits. Roll again. No modifier. 4. Okay.
4.
He's looking rough. He's not down yet, but he's looking fucking
I
rough.
tried so hard
Kidding
not
me?
to. Oh
Just let me stand up and I can fucking like frost his ass.
Fucking blow on it.
Alright.
Just blow on it.
So with that, Ferric, Ferric, death saving throw.
Alright.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Fail.
That's a whammy.
Yep, one fail. Alright, and with that, dog, you're up. And there's a very, very wounded man before you, and then you can just hear the clashing and the bodies dropping behind you.
Okay, do I have to use an action or anything like that to assess how fucked up this dude that's over here, like, standing next to our dead friends in Lilith?
No, you looking over, you can see, like, there's like a slow trickle of blood pooling at his feet. You can tell he's pretty banged up, but the guy in front of you also looks pretty fucking bad. Yeah. You can see you're, like, on the cusp of, like, what am I gonna do?
I'm going to... I'm gonna use Nimble Escape to slip out from this dude, so burning my bonus action.
Okay, so he can't take an attack of opportunity against you, so go ahead and move where you want.
Move over here, and I'm gonna use my regular action attack.
You're just stepping on Ferric's body.
Yeah, try to protect him!
Okay, here you go.
I believe in you.
That scene in Avatar when the blue chick just pops
Please,
up off
Christ, give me a fucking 20. I want to sink my fucking dagger right into this motherfucker's spine. Please just let this happen. We've been getting our asses handed to us. Just give us one good fucking solid...
Just Trotsky his ass, come on.
Where me?
Yeah, dude, hit him with that ice pick right in the foam piece. Just let's do this right now.
Yeah.
Alright, baby. Take him to Mexico!
What's your modifier? What's your modifier?
+6.
It hits.
Okay, 1d4 plus 4.
And you get sneak attack.
Yeah, and you get sneak attack, so roll a d6
I do
with
with
it.
my dagger too?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's not expecting the stab in the back, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
an extra 1d6?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
probably get D4.
Okay, so 1d4 plus 4.
And then a d6.
Oh.
So 5, and then a d6.
Oh,
8.
dude.
8 damage.
Straight up fucking hitchhiker smash.
He is looking really fucking rough.
No.
Like, really bad.
Not just
That's
better
funny.
roll.
You still
You-
got that bonus.
Yeah, you got a bonus.
Oh, he used his bonus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck,
I'm so
that's right.
fucking upset right now. My goblin is fucking just like failing. He can't even climb a damn wall.
You're doing good damage though. All right, so top of the round, death saving throw, Turgan.
Please just let me stand up and
Oh,
fucking.
really
cross.
quick, really quick. Stop. I didn't want to stop there. I apologize. I
Okay.
did still use some movement to move back over onto this.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
He's engaged with her, so he will not get an attack of opportunity on me.
No, well, you use nimble escape this turn, so you can move back. Yeah, your movement's totally free this turn. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm just locking this guy back down.
All right, there you go.
Fucking strats, dude. Warhammer strats.
Has he
For
been
real.
using his bardic inspiration?
I don't think he used his yet. No.
No, because the one crossbow that I didn't get a 1 on, even if I had gotten a 6 on using the bardic inspiration, it still wouldn't have connected. So I
Oh,
just didn't use
alright.
it yet.
Alright, so come on. Just let me stand up.
Completely forgotten about it right when you mentioned it.
Y-
Alright, I'm up.
And you're up with 1 HP. You're unconscious on the ground, or you're conscious, but you're on the ground. So 15 feet to stand up.
While I'm on the ground, pretty much, I just look at him and just ray of frost him like immediately in front of me.
Okay.
He's up. He's up.
So I'm going to
Kill him. You're gonna kill him.
As you come back to consciousness in a pool of blood. What's the modifier?
Plus 4, so it's
No.
Just
Just Sierra's still slightly delirious. As you're standing up, you spray it and just coat the ceiling in ice.
son of a bitch. And like it literally had the 18 and it rolled over.
Yep.
This is like a Blazing Saddles bar fight to start off.
Oh
with.
my god,
Yeah,
dude.
like-
100%.
Never mind that shit. Here comes Mongo.
Alright, so it is the turn again. The guy that you just locked back down, dog, is gonna try to swipe at you again. And he misses.
Yeah, fuck you, dude.
And then Big Boy with his 3 attacks is going to still focus on Lilith, as there's just a limping wizard who can't even aim. So he's like, ah, fucking. And just. First one hits. That is 4 slashing. Second one misses.
Was that at Mac? Tell me that
No,
was-
No. He's ignoring Mech because Mech's just delirious and spraying the wall with ice. He's like, all right, man.
Sit down, old timer.
And third one is a miss.
Woo!
Yes.
Yes.
I was
okay.
actually holding my breath.
I know.
Lilith, it is your turn as there is a very wounded man directly in front of you and another wounded one near your friend Dog in the distance, about 15 feet away.
Okay.
I straight up imagine Turgan's like the lady's nemesis in Kill Bill when she like snatches her other eye out in the trailer. She's just
pretty much.
flailing and screaming.
Is that a scimitar attack?
Yes, it is.
That hits, roll
Yes!
damage.
That's solid.
This is it! Come on!
Please,
And
please.
to him,
Oh yeah.
10!
he's
Max! Max damage!
How do you want to do this?
Yeah!
Witcher.
How?
Oh my god.
Witcher slash crotch to shoulder.
Just like the straight up slash?
Yes.
Okay. As you see Turgan stand up reassured, you just grab your scimitar and go up. He tries to parry and you just power through it as he doesn't have the strength anymore and just make contact. You see the immediate reaction, his eyes go wide as you just cut right in between the legs and just bring it up. Just a slash all the way up as his head lifts just straight up the center of the neck to the end of the chin as your blade comes out and blood just sort of spurts across the ceiling in an arc as he just collapses in front of you.
Okay, so since I can do a bonus weapon attack, can I move in between or no?
Yeah, you can move.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can move up on the other guy and make your bonus attack.
Yes. Alright. 1, 2.
Wish I had a kazoo to play right. I feel like this is the perfect time for a kazoo.
Oh my
where's
God.
Kazoo Kid when you need him? Fun.
Oh yeah. Roll damage, no modifier.
Oh yeah!
Oh.
How do you want to do this? How do you want to do this? He was on 1 HP.
Oh my god.
No way!
Same thing! Same thing! Attack works so well, let's do it again!
Really, like ninja moves and then just poke.
As he's wounded, clutching his chest, Scimitar kind of just trying to fend off the goblin stabs. As he looks over and sees his comrade just get split down the middle and collapse on the ground, he sees you just look at him and just kind of blow the hair out of your face and just run him. He's like, no! And then you just do the same thing to him and he just collapses onto the ground and just blood pools across the tavern.
Yes!
I'm immediately going to go to Ferric and like crouch down next to him and like try to stabilize him.
Okay, give me a medicine check.
Go for how awesome those odds are, dude. That is fucking
I needed that.
Yeah, them natural 20s on my side though. Ooh!
17.
Fuck you, dude.
That's
Fuck you. Quit taking such sadistic pleasure.
It's 19 on my medicine check.
Yeah, so that is enough. You're able to sort of tourniquet the slashes and wounds as you sort of wrap some fabric around him real quick. He's still unconscious, but he's not bleeding out.
Come on, Ferric. Come on. Come to.
Can I, I guess, hold on, let me flip back.
Dude, that was
Can
fucking
I-
sick.
I look up towards like Dog and them and just kind of give them a nod, be like, thank you.
Okay, where am I? This is... Oh my gosh. Can I go over, like, place my hand on his shoulder and try to, what do I have?
You have Healing Word as a bonus action.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you gonna say to try to rear him from his unconscious state?
Do I have to say anything?
Yeah, it's Healing Word. The words themselves are healing because you're a bard.
Yeah, you have to speak.
Hold on. Hold on a sec, I need to read
I'm
something.
gonna go actually pee, so I would just like to put in the record. I want to go up to the guy that I was fighting over here on this side the whole
Piss
time.
off.
But she's smokes second. Yeah, I'm peeing on this dude for sure.
Bringing back armor memes.
Okay.
Need a Santa hat. Some zip ties.
I just, I'm just gonna utter some like words of reassurance that like
Nothing special.
the battle's won.
I'm dying over
we're
here.
okay
I get
now?
assuring words.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and roll the heal.
I'm dying, and we're okay now. You can wake up.
Which is you need to roll a d4 plus 4.
Where the heck is my? There it is. Oh, max. Sick.
Nice. So you get 8 HP, Ferric, as you're just reared by this beautiful blonde woman kind of leaning over you, being like, "It's okay, we got it, it's over."
Well, that kind of fucking sucked.
As you get up and there's just blood pooling around 3 bodies in the bar, as Tip sort of leans over the edge of the bar, sees Dog peeing on the bed. Hey! It's bad enough!
I'm gonna grab a chair. And I'm gonna ask for an ale.
Of course. And Tip sort of like... Tip and the waiter who was in here are both just kind of cowering behind the bar, and he just sort of slides the ale over to him. He's like, "You've got it." And he just sort of walks over, steps over the body, and kind of puts an ale on the table.
I'm gonna give... I'm gonna give the waiter 5 gold just for bringing it over, and then I'm gonna give him another 20 gold to give to the owner.
What are you doing giving them gold?
Another
He doesn't
20.
have any security. He probably was working with those guys, and he's overcharging for these fucking rooms. Fuck you, Tip! You didn't say shit!
I didn't know. I just...
Give him his money back! Give him his fucking money back and his money for his room from last. No, you shut up! You stay out of this!
Look, there's 3 bodies in his...
This has barely anything to do with you!
Honestly, I'm
directly involved, actually, buddy.
Fuck you, Tip!
Honestly, I'm almost liable to agree with the goblin.
As Tip's sort of like, "I'm sorry, I didn't know. I don't know who they were."
No, he's lucky we're not taking all of his fucking money right now. I'm trying to be fucking reasonable, considering these 2 guys are fucking criminal assholes. Like, all right, just give them their money back for the room, all right? And you're a fucking asshole, all right? We're not cool
Dog,
anymore.
you are so out of line.
Rah! I'm gonna go fucking smear some of those guys' blood on my face. My makeup's run off anyway.
I'm going to loot the head honcho guy and
I'm walking off.
see what has.
That I am. He gets to keep the
20.
The owner gets 20, and then the waiter gets 5.
Okay, so as you kind of hand it off to the waiter, and then you see him carry over the other 20 to Tip. Tip sort of looks and it's like, "Thanks," as the waiter just leans in and just like, "I'm gonna take the day off." "Yeah, okay." And the waiter just sort of steps over the body again and just kind of looks at you and nods and kind of hurries outside, and you just faintly hear the sound of vomit.
Upon looting, Big Dick McGee, what do I find?
Okay, so on Big Dick McGee, you find about 31 gold pieces in his pouch. He has his scimitar and a little piece of paper kind of tucked into his chest pouch. It's been cut up a bit from all the slashes, but it's still there, kind of folded up.
I will take it.
Can I loot the guy whom I decapitated?
Yep.
And then
you can roll anything?
While Mech's looting, I want to...
A general roll of patting him down. You don't have to. If you're looking for like extra shit, then you'll have to roll.
Yeah. What do I roll? Perception, investigation?
Investigation.
I'm glad you're okay, Turgan and leg hut goblin things. Okay.
9 plus...
Thank you for your assistance.
You still disgust me.
13?
13.
I'm sure I do.
Fuck you, don't look at me.
The one you
In
did.
regards to the money he got, I just want to say really quick, like, at least you got reimbursement for your room.
Yes, and I got the money back that I lost from you.
And so you check this one, he has about 6 gold pieces. He was the kind of stocky dwarf one that you decapitated. You see he has like a few extra daggers on his belt that he probably uses to throw. Doesn't have anything that really catches your eye other than the gashed up leather, the daggers, and the little bit of gold he had.
Oh, now I get it. Oh,
I'm gonna
costume
grab
of
one of his daggers and slap it on my belt.
So just for the cost of
Okay.
a room, you guys found your like lead and stuff. So it was like totally worth it having to come. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's
Darling, if anything, you need to apologize to Tip, whose establishment is covered in
No,
blood.
Tip's still a fucking bastard.
Hey, I'm right here!
Yeah, I know you're right there. I want you to hear this. You let those guys try to fucking kill us. Fuck you, dude.
What am I gonna do? Throw wine bottles at him?
I'm not trying to get into this, all right? This is a circular argument of me continuously calling you a bastard and you making a bunch of whiny fucking human sounds, all right? I'm not
I'm going over to Grim to.
So
like,
sorry for him. I want to give Tip like 10 gold.
Thank you. This will hopefully get the stains out.
I sure hope so.
I'm gonna go check on Grim and just kind of like see if he's alive.
He's. It's sort of a funny picture, as when Ferric swung the chair around, he sort of knocked him out, but he's still paralyzed, and his legs are up like he's in a chair, like just laying on the ground. But you notice his hands are twitching again, and he seems to be getting feeling back.
Well, I'm glad you're still with us, Grim. You're not exactly with us yet, but the effects are fading.
Yeah, he sort of moves his eyes to you, and you see him making eye contact, and he's like trying to talk, but his lips just aren't moving very much, just kind of quivering.
Yeah, this is really uncomfortable, but
Get
I
him
think
some water.
yeah, his mushy gray human parts in his noggin might have been, not breathing for a long time. And so, like fish, I think that's what's going on here. It's like a fish man now.
Close, but probably not exactly. But in any case, Dog and Lilith, thank you for coming to assist us. You didn't have to, but you did, and I appreciate that.
As
Of
you,
course, I mean, I think we'll be fast friends.
as you're sort of having this conversation, you hear the heavy footfalls of someone in like heavy armor, and then another one sort of rushing in, and then on the steps you see looks to be 3 merchant guard of Turin. They are 2 of them are in kind of basic chainmail with just sort of a long sword at their sides, and then the one in the center is much more well ordained. It has a massive sigil in the chest, the symbol of the Burghers of Turin, which is essentially a currency scale that's evenly weighed, with the left side being full of gold and the right side having people. As just the fine kind of purple trim. There's a few dings on it. You can tell he's been in some altercations, but not anything too dangerous. He sort of rushed it. And he sort of puts his hand on the blade, looking at all 4 of you, covered in blood, and there's just 3 bodies with a pool of blood actively growing.
I'm good, buddy. I ain't got no energy to fight no more.
Well, it's good that you finally came. It was late as ever. Still, it's fine to see that Turin's finest are here to, I guess, call the Gravekeeper.
Shit. He kind of looks over to he looks over to Tip, and Tip is just sort of like looking shocked. He's like, what happened this time, Tip? Just breakfast, and I made everything like usual. I don't know. It's fine. He sort of begins to kind of push past you, seeing you're all too hurt that if you did do anything, he would just kill you. And sort of like looks at the main body of the big dick, and kind of kicks the boots a little bit. He's like, interesting. Well, I sorry you kind folk had to deal with this. May I ask what happened?
Well,
Yes, I would like to hear about that as well.
They came in and tried to poison this fine dwarven fellow who's laying still paralyzed on the ground. I attempted to save him, and they came and flaunted that they were more or less a part of his death, even though they were not a part of it. I use like air quotations.
curious. And he sort of looks over to the dwarf, who's now his legs are sort of flattening out. You can see he's kind of coming back. The breathing is growing. He's like, let me see. So he kind of looks over to the dwarf and says, "You look familiar. Why do I know you?" As Grim
hurriedly step in between him and the dwarf from the other side of the dwarf. And, yeah, he's a fishman.
Fishman, huh? Well, I don't normally have many run-ins with fishmen, only criminals.
What about, the circus? You ever go to, the circus? I think he's been in a few freak shows and stuff. He's, the famous fishman.
Roll a deception check.
Oh my god. I'm so banged up that, I'm not even gonna try to stop him.
I'm just sitting here.
What's your modifier on deception?
God. Well, if it'll matter. Where is it?
It's on your character sheet on the page.
+3. Sorry.
So 8?
8.
There hasn't been a circus in a while. Maybe though.
Did you ever go when you were a kid? Mages say you never forget a face you've seen, and that's why they always come back to try to murder you in your dream.
I've never heard that, but maybe I'm mistaken. As Grim sort of gets up and is just like,
we need to get him back to water though. So if you'll excuse us, officers. Start escorting him out of the room.
He tries to interrupt as you just begin grabbing Grim and walking away. So he sort of just looks and turns back to the other three of you. It's like, so any more details? Anything to help me on what's happening here? I understand it's gang activity. And as I said, I apologize that it came here. They usually don't come to the center aisle. They've been.
I would like to just go into another room and then just knock him over the back of the head and tie him up. That's okay.
Grim?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, why?
As he comes out of paralyzation, and you immediately just hit him with a wine bottle you found and just knock him back out.
Tie him up. Some rope I found.
You're literally in just the bathroom on the side of the bar.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh my god.
What is happening?
I go to him and be like, "Oh, they don't come here often. I mean, this shredded up piece of dribble here stated quite clearly that this was his turf."
Fantastic. No, it's as far as turf goes, and he air quotes as well. It's like the jackboots tend to stick to the western side of the river, and the Brotherhood sticks to the east. They usually don't give us too many problems. They just kill each other, and honestly, that's easy for us.
So these guys were the jackboots.
Yes, and he sort of kicks the boot again. He's like, this is sort of their icon. It's hard to miss. They don't shy away from the attention.
Can I kick his boot really hard? Not the officer guy, the dead guy.
I mean, yeah. It is a pretty sturdy leather military boot with kind of buckles going up the side.
Yeah, I kick it. I don't care.
Okay. Now, as you kick it, the leg sort of just flops over to the other side, and the guard just sort of looks at you. Yeah, well, I have the same feelings. I understand.
Well, needless to say, 4 civilians costed city. I don't think it would do well for the festival if everyone hears about people just randomly getting stabbed in taverns.
No, exactly. Tip, apologies, but you'll be closed for a bit. We'll clean this up. And Tip's like, of course. And you see him just pouring himself a glass of wine and just drinking over on the bar.
You've already made your daily sales, Tip. It's fine.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And he pours another glass and starts drinking again.
Less fine and more okay.
Yeah. He's just not even looking at you. He's just drinking.
Tip, while you're at it, can you pour me out some brandy?
He just slides the bottle up to the end of the bar and just keeps drinking.
As a matter of fact, give me the bottle.
After you. And both of you just sort of drinking at the bar, standing next to just a decapitated dwarf at your feet. The guard's just sort of like, well, as a Tip would tell me the truth. He's an honest businessman. I've known him for several years, even before he took over the business, so I assume nothing wrong was done here. As he kind of makes eye contact with each of you and then looks at Tip, and Tip's just like, oh, no, and drinks more. Okay then, well.
It's been a rather traumatic day. I'm sorry, I didn't get your name, Master Guard Captain, however I title you have.
It's Captain Ferris. Sorry, I should have introduced myself.
Is Captain disinterested?
Well, Captain Ferris, as I'm munching on peanuts.
Sergeant, under the rug, bring in the cleanup crew.
Yeah.
So,
These guys are literally protecting a cycle of an unbreakable cycle of violence where, like, these gangs are killing each other and then their children grow up resenting the other gang. Dude. This guy wants nothing to do with it.
You're not there. You're not there.
Rough lights in the city of Turin.
Well, as I said, apologies to all of you, and he kind of is making eye contact with each of you, does a subtle bow, makes eye contact with Lilith, does a much deeper bow.
That's fair.
May I ask, dear sir,
Oh, of course, sort of brushing his hair to the side.
any, additional portal a ruckus last night? Some beings came out, and
Oh, yes.
I do think it scared some of the, the other women in the crowd.
Yes, I was over on the western side last night, but I did hear about it. It happens usually at least once a year. Non-violent the vast majority of the time, hence sort of our laissez-faire attitudes for it, unless something starts. So apologies if that spooked you, ma'am.
Oh, thank you for your reassurance, and I just, touch his forearm.
You see just a slight blush as he sort of, cleans up his beard and sort of just stands up straighter. Well, as I said, I'm Captain Ferris. If you have any need of my guards or myself services, feel free to drop by our bastion. It's just on the way. We are also located on the center aisle. Can't miss it. But
I have a couple questions.
no, yes, go ahead.
These guys are gang members. Was this guy like the head honcho of the whole thing?
He's sort of like, oh, I didn't think about that. Kind of kicks the body over. Not the head honcho. He was certainly involved. He was one of the jacks, but nothing too major. It won't affect things, unfortunately.
Now where are these guys usually located? I know you said the east, right?
No. The jackboots stint to the western banks, mostly in the trade districts towards Talinor on the western side of the Elandrin. They mostly stay within the trade district, but if they're pushing in here, I see they're feeling confident again.
Okay.
Yeah.
And these guys this guy was for like a pretty high rated criminal, right? Is there any type of reward for this guy?
Not on me. If I'll go discuss with the other captains and the marshal, and we might be able to come up with something for you if you want to drop by later in the day.
Good thinking, Ferric.
Yes,
Well, I appreciate it. Now do
yeah.
a little bow to him.
Yeah, apologies. I wasn't trying to jip you by not mentioning that. It's just there's so damn many of these.
No.
But
So, how does this work? This as far as turning it, but you need its head, an ear, something of that sort. I don't know. It's actually quite.
I mean, you having seen the scene, would your words suffice enough?
oh yes, no, I'll
No more hassle.
No, I'll speak well of you to the other captains. Like I said, we'll just have to discuss on what the reward price would be for this. But as far as
I could get a dog to sever the head if you need.
no, please,
Do it.
please don't. One decapitated head is quite enough for us. We'll already be cleaning up all day. No, as far as proof goes, if you bump into any more of these, we just ask that you report it, and we'll be there to inspect the crime scene. Please do not take years. It's barbaric enough when they fight. We don't need more.
I agree. I just don't know what the protocol is. I'm not really that type of person.
Yeah, we only extend within the city of Turin, so if it's within Turin, speak to a guard, we will assess the crime scene, and we'll talk if it's of import. But I need to gather my cleaning crew, as it were, and be on my way if there's any more questions. As he begins to sort of like make his way to the door, looking back at you.
I'm good.
Okay.
Have a good day, Captain Ferris. We shall see you tomorrow, yes?
You as well. Get yourself cleaned up. I would hate to see that wound get infected, as he sort of points to you. And just the bathhouse is around the corner if it helps. Good day.
Yes, we'll be sure to make a visit. We'll be fine, thank you.
Alright, good day, ma'am. And he bows again and makes his way out the door as the other two guards kind of stay put. They're sort of inspecting the bodies. But with that, we will call it for session 1.
Like as a final act, like I'm just gonna look to everybody and just touch down onto the like bar and be like, I lied when I said it was good. I'm not good.
Alright.
I'm just gonna kind of take a chair and... Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm presuming your characters had a rough session 0.
Oh, you have no idea.
You have...
It's like kind of...
With that, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the stream real quick, so...
Thank you guys for everybody watching, the 8 people watching.
Yeah, it's everybody.
Yep.
We'll
See
be
you
back next Friday.
Yep, have a good one.